but still a good alternate to avoid this travel advisory on 285 West, the inner loop at I-675. We'll have more news and more traffic in less than 5 minutes. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
It's 95 degrees in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards forecasting highs in the mid-90s today with isolated pop-up storms possible. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Now, WSB's other top story this half hour, brand new this hour. She made the 911 call, and now the Carroll County Sheriff's Office says she is the accused killer. Deputies arrest a teenager in the deaths of her own mother and stepfather.
We can confirm that an arrest has been made in the case. Kristen Brock's 17-year-old daughter, Sarah Grace Patrick, has been taken into custody and charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault.
Kristen and James Brock were found dead at their home on Tyus Carrollton Road back in February. Sarah Brock was 16 at the time, and Sheriff's Office spokeswoman Ashley Halsey says that her father came with her to turn herself in. The DeKalb County Commission votes on a measure sending property taxes lower for most residents. TJ Sigler is the director of DeKalb's Office of Management and Budget.
For the majority of homeowners, if you have a homestead exemption, you should see a decrease in your net property taxes due to the county.
On a home valued at $450,000, taxes should go down from $1,800 to about $1,500 this year. 41 minutes. That's how long Cobb County Police say 2 little kids were left in a car recently. Temperatures were in the 80s outside, but just listen in to how hot it was for the crying kids.
Cobb County Police released 911 audio from witnesses credited with reporting the youngsters locked in a car outside Cumberland Mall.
Hi, you're okay. The little girl looks maybe about a year, and the little boy looks maybe about 2.
Police also released body cam footage as officers smash a car window to rescue the children.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. Oh, you're hot.
Yeah, officers estimate it was 117 degrees in the car. The kids had been in there for about 40 minutes. The children's father is charged with second-degree cruelty to children. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
It's 3:03 and the Von Hessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. But that means that right now we're taking you to live team coverage of your traffic and weather. Let's hop back over to Alex Williams with a check on your drive in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Travel advisory continues. South side perimeter, 285 westbound, the inner loop at I-675, exit 52. Police activity, 2 right lanes blocked, 2 left lanes open. You're stacked up back to Glenwood Road. 20 westbound into downtown has been the main alternate, but that's slow now from Glenwood Avenue to the downtown connector. Now out in Lithonia, just found a new left lane crash. I-20 westbound before Panola Road, exit 71. Brake light stretch back to Turner Hill Road. We had a long-standing crash in the left lane, 285 northbound, the inner loop, Highway 166, Langford Parkway, exit 5. That's what's causing those delays from Camp Creek Parkway, and it's gotten slow into downtown. Southbound for the afternoon, you're on the brakes from the 85-400 merge. Improves a little bit as you make your way down to I-20, but that'll get slower as the afternoon rolls on. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly cloudy, hot today, high 96. Watching for an isolated pop-up shower or thunderstorm. Lows tonight in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 94 with isolated pop-up storms. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms on Thursday. Highs in the upper 80s to low 90s.
It's 92 degrees right now at 3:05 on 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, and beyond, Hour 1 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. I am your lovable, huggable radio chat host, Eric Von Hessler. The other voices you hear are the Doctrinaires. Man of 1,000 voices, Tim Andrews. Lady of 184.7 characters, Autumn Fisher. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And the handsomest producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
I just got the most amazing news, Eric. You're going to be very excited about this.
This usually means I'm not going to be excited about it at all. For people who are just tuning into the show, maybe for the first of the 50th
Eric,
time.
You're definitely going to be excited about this.
Yes.
Coming back this September 5th through 7th, Panda Fest is returning to Atlantic Station.
I'm so happy.
They're going to have a panda there?
No, but they are going to have a fest.
Okay.
It's the important thing.
We're going to have all kinds of different Asian food.
Oh,
And,
I got confused. I thought it was Panda Feast.
You get to eat a panda.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Well, it's Asian
I want to
food.
eat the endangered panda.
Me too.
You know what? I was thinking of, what kind of YouTube channel am I going to have? How do you stand out? And that was one of my ideas. I just go around the world and eat endangered species. And
Yeah, really helpless.
yeah, just absolutely. And there's only like 7 left in the world, and I'm like,
Not my fault.
I'm gonna eat one of them. And it's like a challenge show and a travel log. You see a lot of beautiful areas of the world, and then you watch me eat endangered species. How is this not a hit? Everybody'd watch.
we've got a couple of slugs here.
watch?
We got a couple of slugs here in Georgia.
I'm
that are
not
about
eating
animals.
slugs. I'm not
But
eating
they're
slugs.
endangered.
I don't care. I'm not eating slugs.
Not every endangered animal
Yeah.
is
Matters.
the same, right?
me. Matters.
Yeah, matters.
Excuse me.
Yeah, yes, sir.
This
Yes,
is Marlon Brando.
yes. From the your feature film spectacular, The Godfather,
And the one with the butter.
the one with the butter as well, which was Last
Problematic.
Tango in Paris.
Right.
Well, yeah, I guess there
A
was
little
no
bit of a tangle.
there was no consent on that set. So I
As far as
understand.
I was concerned, it was fine. But you are stepping into my territory. The movie The Freshman, that is the plot.
Yes. What is the plot again? I saw it once many years ago.
I'm a mafia don, and I hire a freshman from college, Matthew Broderick, to bring a Gila monster to this dinner where I'm serving.
'Cause you wanna eat it.
Yeah, but I'm really fooling everybody.
Oh, well, that's a
It's
spoiler
in
alert for those of us who are
Cape
still
Cod.
alive.
I was gonna
and
watch it, but I guess
maybe
not.
seen it. I know you're
Thanks.
dead and you were in it and you saw it, but
Where does the panda come in?
Well, it's endangered. Okay, I understand.
She doesn't follow these analogies
She doesn't
very well.
get it very much. Why don't you go watch The Freshman? I think Tim made you watch it once in 2003.
She probably hated it.
No, I like the freshman.
Freshman's very
The
good.
guy with Acromegaly from the Jeffersons is in it.
Acromegaly, that's the tall guy.
Well, he grows everything grows.
Everything grows, and that makes him tall.
Sorry to interrupt your radio, yeah.
Oh, that's all right. It's nice to hear from you after so many. I don't know if I'm talking to Marlon Brando, the actor, or am I talking about the actual character from The Freshman?
Well, Coppola sued me for doing a
Oh,
parody.
it was, sure, yeah. And how'd that work out?
Didn't win. I won. He didn't win.
Oh, okay. So he lost money on that and his last movie.
Terrible.
Yeah. So I guess he's, Francis
little
Ford
Trumpy.
Coppola is terrible. Francis Ford Coppola, I believe, is one of these people who's decided I don't want to leave the earth with any money. This is something that
A lot of people are like that.
But I mean, it's like I don't want to leave it to a whole bunch of people. And what sense does it really make you feel good that 3 generations from now they're still going to be rich because of what I did? Yeah, but
Do
you
you
know
think that
what kind of
it's just
people
our
they're going to be.
perception?
What?
Do you think it's just our perception that they've lost all their money doing these strange passion projects? Maybe they have enough money coming in constantly that they can take their reserve.
Well, he sold
and
a
use
vineyard.
all of it.
He sold his vineyard and he put $80 million
Yeah.
into that.
I know, but then he makes
doesn't-
money off of the
Yes,
movies.
Sure, but he's not a billionaire. He's a multi-millionaire. So once you get into billionaire land, then you could do like if MC Hammer had been a billionaire, he could have kept his
He would have been
lifestyle.
fine.
He would have been fine. He never would have run out of money. But as it was, he was just a 32 millionaire, and $32 million is something that you can squander in a few years. Billionaires find themselves in a situation where it's just nearly impossible to squander their money.
He should have
at
been
that
like
point.
Lucas and sold The Godfather to Disney. Then we'd have 8 million Disney products that are horrible.
Oh, you mean like
About The
Godfather? We'd have
Yeah.
all the Godfather
Godfather,
shows.
the early years.
Yeah.
There
He's
we
like,
go.
I can't find my ball. I went over the fence and there's a big dog.
There isn't enough equity in the mafia. We're going to have to start bringing
That's right.
minorities in.
That's right. That's right. Enlightened. I think that you're making me understand how much we've
gonna run for
lost
office.
simply because Disney has not bought
even
the
Disney-
rights to The Godfather.
Female boss. We need it now.
Of course we do.
They would have failed 49 times, but one of those times they would have made a hit. They would have found their Mandalorian or something like that.
Oh yeah, one out of yeah.
or their Andor. They would have found one that
Gotta
actually
get
works.
back to Andor. I kind of just stopped. I still have like 5 or 6 episodes to go. It's always right after. Well, I'm not going to talk about it because it's the only thing in the show that's not great. And both episodes where these characters were the main characters, it took me a long time to pick up on the next episode. Although everyone I know says, yeah, well, they're not going to be part of it all that much. You'll be fine. People have said to me, Eric, you'll be
What
fine.
you're talking about.
Well, because have you watched the show?
No.
Okay, well, there's two very unbelievable characters, and it's very woke, and you just can't believe them, and it turns out they're just the baddest asses in the universe, and it just doesn't feel. Everything else about the show is fantastic.
The rebellion was built by everyone, Eric.
I just fine with me. Just make it believable. Just make me not have to. There's only so much disbelief that can be suspended when
Only
you're watching
men can
these
blow
things.
up planets.
No, I've said this before. The Expanse, diverse cast. And that was them. No, I loved it. That was them. Here they are. It's a new story. Here's your cast. They were fantastic. And the female is kind of a co-lead in The Expanse. Guy and a gal. The woman, she gets in fights in that show. I would believe that.
You believe them?
Yes, I did believe them because they didn't overdo it.
They didn't Mary Sue her. She was just a character.
I don't know
who
what Mary
kicks
Sue
ass.
is.
That when they lift up like Ray.
Okay, it's when the character's perfect from the first scene, and then nothing can happen. Nothing can happen to
and
them.
then also like always knows exactly what this funny little thing does that makes it possible for this other thing to happen. Nobody else knows except for this one person, Mary.
Because she's special.
Yeah.
She grew in a forest garden.
There's just some talk that the Superman movie that's out there.
I was going to mention.
It's a little bit. I saw somebody say they didn't want to go over too overboard with the woke stuff, but they said there are characters from the very beginning of the movie that you will recognize will never be harmed.
Oh boy!
And for that reason, there's absolutely no drama with like three or four characters, no stakes whatsoever, and. That's just the way that it is.
Cool way to do things.
When I played his father,
Yeah.
I sent him to Earth.
Yes.
I was Jor-El. He was
Yes.
Kal-El.
Uh-huh.
And I sent him there. He wasn't an immigrant. He crashed in a space egg,
yes, he
landed
did.
in the ground, and he was raised by Bo Duke.
Yeah, that's the. Oh well, now
No, Glenn Ford.
Now they
sorry.
had a great opening weekend for Superman.
It doesn't open till this week.
Oh, I thought I must be reading the projected
Jurassic
numbers.
World Rebirth was last
Oh,
week.
that's right. I'm getting
That did
Jurassic
have a
World.
huge
It had
weekend.
that's what I'm conflating it with. That had a huge weekend.
Yeah, over $300 million.
Not it's $300 million. I can't find a good review of it, but hey, it's doing well.
If you're looking
making
to
money.
if you're looking to find an air-conditioned place for the kids during the summer, take them to that. But other than that, don't waste your money.
Wow, that's your review.
Oh, it's not good.
It was.
Not
I
good.
like the air conditioning. Nothing else worked for me.
And AMC has got some deals like Tuesdays and Wednesdays where you can go and pay like $1 to see a movie. I
Yeah.
would pay $1 to go see it, but that's
Sit
it.
in air conditioning, get yourself a slushy.
I'd be fine with
Nice cooled away.
I'm okay with that.
How much
The movie
for the
won't be that bad.
popcorn? Here's the $1 I found on the street. How much for the popcorn?
So yeah, with Superman, I thought it was interesting. So James Gunn, the director, they made it here. So there's a headline about how he wants to make more movies in Georgia. I guess maybe that was the first one he had made here. But then he has to go on and the whole thing about, Superman is an immigrant story.
His brother said that, Sean Gunn.
Oh, it wasn't
His brother's
James Gunn.
in the movie.
Okay, it was Sean Gunn. It's like, why? Superman sells itself.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody. It's all you need to have a hit with a Superman movie. People go see it, and generally they have favorable reviews, and they tell their friends. And then it's like, oh, it's Superman, and my friends are telling me it's a really good Superman movie. It sells itself. There is nobody out there who has never thought of going to see a Superman movie who hears Sean Gunn's, I didn't realize it was a loving portrait of an immigrant story. I guess I'll go see my first Superman movie. There's nothing, when these actors come out, it's just about, hey, in case anybody was wondering, I'm on the right side of history. You don't have to worry about me. I'm good. I'm better than most. It has nothing to do. No one is going to be encouraged to see Superman because of anything other than they love Superman so much they're going to be there the first weekend no matter what, or after the first weekend or during the first weekend, you hear nothing but great reviews. Hey, it's a fun movie. That's all you need. You don't need any other spin. I don't know how much failure from this kind of rhetoric has to happen before just basically 99.5% of all actors and directors and producers all just go, you know what? I'm just going to keep it to myself. Because there's a lot of people who enjoy this movie waiting for it, and they're like, oh, no. Not because not even how they feel about immigration. Just like, oh, not again.
Yeah, just leave it out. I go to escape.
Yeah, exactly. The point is to be entertaining. Give yourself 2.5 hours where you break away from
and also,
how
by
crazy
the way,
the world is.
by the way, if you're a good writer and you want to get a subtle message in there, that's fine. But it only works in terms of movies if on the way home something dawns on you and go, now I see what they were doing. That means, see, that's the way a message is supposed to come through. And that can only come through if the audience was never slapped in the face along the way. You actually trust them as human beings and consumers, and they're bringing in the story, and that was action-packed. Oh, I get what they were saying. That's the only kind of message that ever works or resonates through movies. It's an hour later, and you're driving home, and it's, oh, I see what they were doing there. That's it. That's it. The over-the-top, we've got something to teach you, doesn't work. Because it feels like homework. And nobody wants to pay $935 for a bucket of popcorn to be given homework.
I feel bad for the kids. I've seen the back-to-school ads already. They don't want to have homework either.
Exactly. I put them through this.
And then
the kids don't know any better. They think the world is always... To them, this like, well, I guess music and movies have always sucked.
Both of the brothers came out and said, if you don't support our story of him, then you're not an American. If you don't believe in the Superman...
What I would say to them, my question would be, by what authority are you...
Exactly.
Are you an elected official to anything? Or your opinion... Wait a minute. You're so smart that your opinions are so valuable that they're declaratory? I mean, you could just declare that I'm so right through that declaration means if you disagree, you're what? So wrong.
Right.
2 + 2 = 4. It's science, people.
Science.
That's called arrogance. I'm so smart. My point of view is the only right point of view. We hear it from the left, we hear it from the right, and quite frankly, it's just getting old. But I would just think that these actors and directors and writers, just out of self-preservation, would just be like, you know what? I'm starting to get it. You don't have to tell people who you vote for. That's what it's fine.
What did Michael Jordan say? Fascists buy shoes too.
He didn't say.
Oh, he said Republicans.
He said Republicans.
Okay. Sorry, I get those confused.
I know you do.
They're very similar.
Oh, well, look out. Send your cards and letters to...
I'm kidding.
Hey, listen, I love Superman, so I have to go see it, but...
Do you have to go see it?
Well, it's a Superman movie.
I love Doctor Who. I don't watch it anymore. I mean,
that's true.
I mean, everything's on streaming. I'm so bad. I don't even support the filmmakers I like, or even subjects that I like. I haven't seen F1. I'm a big F1 fan, and I'm sure it's going to be dazzling, and then the story is going to be lame or something like that. But you'd think I'd go see that.
Big Jurassic Park fan.
Haven't seen The Phoenician Scheme. I love Wes Anderson, no matter how much the rest of the world's tired of his act. I really like it. And, you'd think, I would think to myself, well, I should go, that guy puts out movies in the theaters. I should go. But the concept of going into a theater is just, when I have streaming, I have a screen in my house. I can wait 2 months, and anything will be there. If I have to go to the bathroom, I can pause it. That's the number one thing. If they would give me a remote control in the movie theater, perhaps, as I get the old man.
Hey, can you rewind that?
I got the old man prostate just as the movie started all becoming like 3 hours long. F1's 2.5 hours long.
Yeah, but
movies should not be that long.
Why not?
There should be some movies that are like that, but every single one, get out of here.
No, it shouldn't be the norm. The norm should be 90 minutes to 2 hours.
Yes.
That's really should be the norm. And for some reason, I think it's because they caught the budgets are so ridiculous, and they're paying, these Marvel movies, they pay like 8 people who are all the same 8 people are showing up in every movie, it seems like.
Yeah.
I mean, find a movie.
because they're all under contract.
Is that not, it's not like the 30s or 40s.
But they're under contract for a certain amount of those movies, and they're only making those movies.
Well, I guess.
Well, Robert Downey Jr. now is playing, not Iron Man, but he is playing Dr. Doom in the Fantastic Four movie, which is weird.
Yeah, which wouldn't be happening if they hadn't stumbled 4 times.
Yeah.
Is that out? Is that coming out? That Fantastic Four? That looks terrible to me.
I don't know when.
Yeah, it's got Pedro Pascal in it,
Yeah.
too.
Oh, yeah. What a surprise.
Won't shave his mustache.
If a movie doesn't have Timothy Chalamet, it's got to have Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
That's my point.
Well,
Every movie has
I
the
agree with
same
that.
damn people in it.
Pedro Pascal.
There must be nothing. I mean, if you're a 26-year-old actor trying to figure it out, I mean, we put Pedro Pascal into another one.
He was in The Last of Us, which was awful.
That's not his fault. He's an actor, right?
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
I mean, some of these actors are annoying as hell, but they're good actors. Mark Ruffalo's annoying as hell, but he's a good actor. You just who's he yelling at? And he was yelling
Elon Musk.
No, Joe Rogan.
Oh, Joe Rogan, yeah.
He's yelling at Joe Rogan because Joe Rogan is coming out against Trump and his immigration crackdown.
ICE raids, yeah.
The
Hey,
ICE
man, I
raids.
told you that, guy. Come on, man.
But Mark Ruffalo, though, this is the new left to me, and which is, rather than, hey, glad you see it our way now, come join us. We've been talking about this for a long time. It used to be when you're in a movement, you have an open hand because you want people to join you, not a closed fist. But now it's all closed fist all the time. And so rather than, hey, Joe Rogan, you got 14 million people who listen to you every week. It's good to have you on our side on this issue. Love to come on and talk about it, whatever. No, it's a little too late.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of us been talking about this. Go back and look at the civil rights movement. Look at all of, as you get to the late 60s and into the 70s, the open hand policy of, you used to be a racist, but now you've said that you've seen the light of day. Come on in. Come on in. Come join us. It's a movement which is of people, which is always stronger the more people you have.
Even George Wallace came around.
That's the perfect example. Big time racist. He came around. Not only that, they welcome. That's what movements are supposed to do. But again, you go back to what Ruffalo is doing, what I was talking about before. It's not about the movement. It's not even about the immigrants. It's about everyone understanding that Mark Ruffalo, oh, by the way, in case you were wondering, is on the right side of history. It's about Mark Ruffalo. It's not about the issue, because it's about the issue. You would welcome anybody new to your movement, especially someone who gets 14 million listeners every
I hope it doesn't
every
Hulk
year.
out on Joe Rogan.
God, that movie must have been
The
terrible.
weak Hulk? Oh, he's the nice Hulk.
He is the nice Hulk.
I don't watch any of these stupid movies.
Me either. I haven't seen one.
I've
seen Iron Man, the first one.
That one's
That's it.
good.
I'm sure it is. It started all this nonsense. I've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one. That's the only one.
Oh, yeah, I guess I've seen that too.
The Ang Lee Hulk, everybody hated it. I thought it was cool.
I think I saw the very beginning of that, and I
With
thought
Eric Bana.
Ang Lee is a weird director. He will make like the greatest movie you've ever seen, and then follow
and then
it
Face
up.
Off.
Yeah, like just follow up with the worst. Did he do Face Off or did John
Yes.
Woo? I thought it was John Woo.
Ooh, on him.
Asian stereotype. How about that, Yamamoto?
It is John Woo.
Yeah, for heaven's sakes.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
he did that.
apologize.
He did that. He did the Hulk movie, which I had no interest in, and then he did the country, the Western with Jewel in it. No, I've never seen Brokeback, but he did
Cold
that.
Mountain?
No.
Ride with the Devil, it's called.
Yeah, and first thing I noticed is like Jewel is supposed to be in a Western, and she's got perfectly white teeth, and it was just
Yeah,
stupid.
but they're crooked.
Well, that's it.
She's got crooked teeth.
One, but my point is she had them whitened, and nobody in the Civil War is believable with whitened
They had
teeth.
better dental back then.
And I
Eric.
watched a little bit. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was like, the man who made The Ice Storm, one of the greatest movies of all time, made this movie. But he can do that, Ang Lee. He can make great stuff and then follow it up with crap. Maybe he just makes money in between. I don't know. You ever see The Ice Storm?
I love The Ice Storm.
Great movie.
The
You ever seen-
Nixon mask scene.
Oh, the whole 70s, having lived through the 70s, being a kid, and then being able to look at it through what adults went through. And the final scene, I will not say what it is.
No, but it's horrible.
Crushing.
Yes.
Crushing. But great movie. And the fact that it was made by somebody, is Ang Lee from, is he from Hong Kong? I'm not exactly sure where he's from. But the fact that somebody that did not grow up in this country,
Taiwan.
somebody that didn't grow up in the country in the 70s could direct a movie that just captures the whole feel of the 70s, with
The Key Party.
adults just deciding that there were no rules and they could all have sex with each other and have affairs with each other and it wasn't going to affect anybody or anything. And then by the end, it's just tragic.
Mm-hmm.
Great movie. I'm like, oh, Ang Lee, he's got a new one out. And there's Jewel walking around with her white teeth.
I did not realize
Yodeling.
a lot of his movies have got Tobey Maguire in them. I did not realize he must like Tobey Maguire.
He did.
Oh, that's like his Scorsese De Niro. would be Ang Lee McGuire, I suppose.
And now, of course, I like Leo. I like Leo a lot. I like to put Leo in all my movies. I'm going to make one more movie and put Leo in it.
And before we go to our first break, I do want to say there is trouble on the horizon. This is from WSB TV. This is the television version of the radio station.
Wait, how does that work?
Well, it's kind of an old technology. We kind of call it radio with pictures.
Okay.
But
okay.
it's not.
I think I
it's not
understand.
classic radio, is it? But if you need pictures to help you along, this is species. This headline: Species of killer bees spotted near Alabama-Georgia border.
What are you going to do about it?
Well, I'm not going to.
They're standing there in the road with shotguns.
How you doing?
Well, here he is.
Yeah.
Why?
I will kill you. Do you understand?
Okay.
I will kill you.
Why?
Go ahead, have your little barbecue, but if I see one red shirt, I'm coming after you first.
I really don't think there's any evolutionary thing that makes them. Why do they want to kill people?
I just like it.
You just enjoy it?
It's in my blood.
That's not a good
It's
explanation.
what I do.
He's a hybrid. That's what it is. He's a hybrid of two different bees that make him incredibly angry.
Buzz, buzz, bitch.
Those wire shelves in your closet are just a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Dave Baker for Artisan Custom Closets. At Artisan, we see it all the time. The wire shelves come crashing down. Clothes, shoes, bags are everywhere. It's a disaster zone. Save yourself before this happens to you. With a custom, spacious closet from Artisan, you'll never have to look at that clutter again. Your shoes, bags, clothes, accessories, all neatly organized and designed to stay that way. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
Men, are you having problems performing in the bedroom? Do pills like Viagra and Cialis leave you feeling frustrated? Well, now there's new hope for men who suffer from ED and PE problems. Meet Dr. Katz, a specialist in men's health.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Katz with Choice Men's Health. Regardless of your age or medical condition, Choice Men's Health can safely restore your sexual potency. Our customized solutions can eliminate your problem in just one visit. There's no pain, no surgery, and it's affordable.
Guys, don't let the anxiety over your performance get you down. We can get you back in the game. Call Choice Men's Health today to find out how you can eliminate ED on the very first visit. Call 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Anyone on the roads in North Georgia knows that tractor trailers are everywhere. For my friends in the motorcycle community, a distracted big rig could change your life forever. Hey, it's Eric Von Hessler. Steel Horse Law specializes in motorcycle accidents involving trucks, and they can protect you from big corporations and their armies of lawyers. Steel Horse Law can help you get back on your feet, medical bills paid, back to work, and your case resolved. Schedule your free accident evaluation at steelhorselaw.com.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are two very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather, traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 3:30. I'm Veronica Waters. News this half hour is brought to you by Vincent Financial. WSB's top local story: a 17-year-old girl is under arrest, charged with the February murders of her mother and stepfather. Carroll County Sheriff's deputies found Kristen and James Brock shot to death inside their home. Sheriff's spokeswoman Ashley Halsey says today Sarah Brock's motive is unclear.
We don't know what goes through the mind of a child who wants to harm their parents. So that I can't answer right now, but it is a very horrific and sad case.
Brock is 17 now. She was 16 at the time of the killings. Halsey says that Brock will be charged as an adult, and the investigation continues. The death toll in the Central Texas floods is over 100. Kerrville Mayor Joe Herring Jr. says he's still processing it all.
There's some anger, of course. I lost 2 friends in this flood, and I would do anything to have warned them that the river was way. I would do anything.
Search and recovery efforts are now in their 5th day as questions mount about when people knew about the weather and forecasting efforts that fell short to warn people about the dangerous rain. A judge orders a mental evaluation for Jose Ibarra, the man convicted of killing nursing student Laken Riley in Athens.
Judge Patrick Haggard agrees with the defense that Ibarra should be evaluated to determine if he was mentally competent to stand trial and if he understood what he was doing when he agreed to a bench trial rather than a jury trial last year.
Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you go over that with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense attorneys say Ibarra lacked the mental capacity to understand those proceedings. Prosecutors say there's no evidence to suggest that was the case, but did not object to the evaluation. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
President Trump says he is going to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu again today to talk exclusively about the war in Gaza. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff says they're hopeful to have an agreement on a 2-month ceasefire by the end of the week. Witkoff says it would include the release of 10 live hostages by Hamas, as well as a return of the bodies of 9 others. It's 3:32. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams updating your drive in the WSB 24-hour traffic center.
Travel advisory continues in DeKalb County, Veronica, on the south side perimeter. 285 westbound, the inner loop at I-675, exit number 52. Police activity continues in 2 right lanes. 2 left lanes are open, but you're really jammed up back toward Flat Shoals. You can take I-20 westbound toward downtown as an alternate. Speaking of I-20 westbound, in Lithonia, just had a crash clear out of the left lane before Panola Road, exit number 71. If you're traveling to the northern suburbs, 85 northbound filling in from Chamblee Tucker up into Norcross, with 400 northbound starting to see those brake lights as well from 285 in Sandy Springs up to Northridge Road, exit 6. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy, hot and humid with a high of 96. An isolated pop-up shower can't be ruled out. Lows tonight in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a few more pop-up storms. High 94. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms on Thursday. Highs in the upper 80s to low 90s.
It's 90 degrees right now in Mableton, 92 in Stonecrest, 91 on Peachtree Street in Midtown Atlanta at 3:33. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
This is Scott Slade. Nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially trouble with your heart. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's heart scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect calcium levels in your arteries early with the best CT imaging in the Southeast and with 98% accuracy. To encourage you to take action now, for a limited time, Virtual Imaging is offering their heart scan for only $49. It's a $495 value, but appointments for this offer will fill up fast, so don't wait. To schedule your Virtual Imaging $49 heart scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. I know, it saves lives. Don't put it off. Take advantage of this great offer from Virtual Imaging.
You know kids will ruin your life, right? Especially if you're a garage door. I mean, babies are adorable, don't get me wrong. But after that adorable phase where they barf and poop on everything, they turn into a cheap garage door's worst nightmare. Whacking tennis balls against the door all day, up and down every time they ride a bike. You dreamy young'uns might have the energy to start a family, but that rusty avocado green aluminum garage door that came with your house is too old for this jazz. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Modern, insulated garage doors are built to stand up to family life. They resist dents, they don't ring like a gong when you whack them with a puck, and they go up and down, super quiet, as many times as your kids change their minds. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll treat you like family.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
No one in Georgia treats more kids with cancer and blood disorders, and no one in the Southeast is doing more to advance pediatric cancer research. The Aflac Cancer and Blood Disorder Center of Children's Healthcare of Atlanta cares for thousands of patients each year and offers access to hundreds of clinical trials to kids whose survival depends on new treatment. Listen July 24th and 25th to the 25th annual 95.5 WSB Carathon and support research to find cures. Visit choa.org/carathon to make a donation today.
Ghost Skeletor World Tour 2025. Ghost Theatrical Heavy Metal Arena Rock. This Friday night, State Farm Arena. Tickets on sale now at LiveNation.com. Don't miss Ghost.
I'm just saying there's enough stress in this world. We don't need the killer bees.
Well, you got it whether you want it or not.
Well, listen, I don't like your attitude.
Well, you want our honey? Come and get it.
You'll be happy to know that these are still technically in Alabama. They're close to the Georgia line.
And nobody cares about Alabama.
Yeah, I'll be there soon. And Jared, you're closer than anybody else.
Sounds to me
don't come after me, please,
like
please, Mr.
the
B.
killer bee here has intent to get us in Georgia. I'm just saying, it's enough already. We got enough to worry about in this country, in this world.
Well, you're about to have one more problem.
Okay. Well,
or several thousand more problems.
How does it work with killer bees? They don't have guns and knives. They have they swarm up on you. Is that what it is?
I got a nice big stinger.
They're incredibly territorial. This is a
but
high...
only one of them can't kill you. It's got to be one of these things where they
it's a swarm.
on you.
Yeah. Why don't you give it a try? Ask the bears.
I don't think that I have done anything to elicit your ire. I know I'm looking at you because I have eyeballs. That's what we do. Why do you keep trying to want to start a fight?
Lower your eyes.
No, I'm a human being. You're a bee. At the end of the day, you may be a killer bee,
Mitch.
But you know what you're not?
Yeah.
You're not human.
Hey,
1 second.
Hey, you got a problem over here?
Yeah, there he is. There's Mitch.
Hey, come on. Move. Hey, listen to him. He don't like to fight, but he will fight you.
We will fight, and Mitch is my enforcer.
You in what army? Mitch?
Yeah.
Hey, I got a big army.
We don't have an army.
Hey, hold on a second.
We got an Air Force.
No. Wait. I asked some questions. That's all I did. I asked some questions.
We gave you a chance. You decided to talk back.
Yeah. Maybe you don't ask questions.
Maybe you don't understand that murder is against the law.
Well, listen.
It's not my fault you get murdered. You talk too much. You got a big mouth.
Our ladies are ready with their stingers. Now, listen. When they sting you, they die.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of poison in that little sack pumping into your body.
So it's a win-win.
A lot of
That's what
venom.
you're saying. The lady, it's a win-win.
Well,
you get rid of your spouse,
we got
and
a million
you
of them.
take care
we got
of
a million eggs in there.
Okay.
Eating the honey.
The key is to protect the queen at all costs. As long as the queen bee is good, you're good.
Yeah.
Hey, I think this loudmouth is kind of threatening the queen here.
Send some of the ladies.
No.
his way.
I'm not. I promise. I'm
Hey,
not.
get him. Come on, fellas.
Let me tell you something about these killer bees. They definitely woke up on the wrong side of the bed.
Yeah.
Always irritable, these killer bees.
You're not going to wake up at all, fella.
Keep them talking. I got a swarm.
Yeah. You want to keep going? Let's go. I got all day.
There's a lot going on in this world, but I do have questions, not just about the killer bees. Here's a question.
I thought we were doing the whole show on the killer bees.
That's tomorrow.
It's
that's
our
a special
show now.
Killer bee.
It is our show now. Coming up, our guest today is going to be the bee from the Cheerios commercial.
Hey,
Yeah.
Why he's so fruity.
On the big
I like that one from the movie.
What
Have
movie?
you seen humans
The
lately?
Jerry Seinfeld one.
Boring.
We do our fair share of killing as well. You know, you're up against
Not on a scale like
the
you.
masters.
You've never seen
Yeah,
it
not
like
like
this.
us.
You do our work
Up
for
close.
us.
I have a
Yeah.
question.
Up close and personal. I look at the person in the eye
Yeah, sting them.
when my
right in the
butt sting him right in the leg.
eye. Yeah. You can't sting, you're a drone.
You killer bees. You're just
Yeah,
full
I
of
can
attitude.
Well, again, why you gotta blow up my spot like that, Jerry?
Well, I'm telling you. We got our own problems.
I have a
In the
question.
knee scene.
Are you two done?
No.
Well, it's their show now, Eric.
Hey, coming up. It's hot in Alabama. We don't like it.
Yeah.
It's making us irritable.
It's hot here. How can it be Prime Day if Prime Day is 4 days?
I don't get it.
Does anything mean anything anymore? It is astonishing to me. I'm sure somebody, hey, we might want to add an S. No. That'll kill the brand. The brand is Prime Day. Yeah, but it's 4 days in a row. Yeah, well, it's still Prime Day. It's one day. It's 1 4-day day is what it is.
The bees came up with it.
It's like the birthday.
Leave me out.
Birthday week.
Yeah, well, that's not a good thing either. It's your birthday for one day. You can insist that it's a week or a month, but that just means you're a bitch.
Male or female.
What else could it mean?
Okay.
How many men do this?
A lot.
You don't have a, you don't
Younger
have a cake,
guys.
You don't have a cake week, Eric, or a cake month?
Jared
No.
does it.
You don't have a cake week, do you?
Depends on when it falls.
I mean, it depends on if it's Wednesday.
Yeah,
might
if
as well
it's-
do the whole
Ask
week.
Tim.
If it's
Eric,
Wednesday.
ask Tim if he has a cake week.
Do you have a cake week?
No.
Yeah, it's that easy for me, too.
Well, it's the days I eat the cake after the birthday, but I don't count
No,
that.
that's right. But you don't walk around insisting that the world has to
4
stop.
days later, you're like, it's still good, I think.
Yeah, my birthday was 3 days ago.
Honestly, have you ever met anyone worthy of a week-long birthday? I haven't.
I have not.
Aw.
Well, what do you mean, aw? Nobody's
I don't
worth
know.
it.
I feel sad.
What if the mother was in labor for like a week?
Yeah, you've been
Well, then the
getting
mother
born
should
for
be
a week.
celebrated, not
That's
the kid
true.
who was born. The kid didn't do anything but cause the mother trouble for a week.
Yeah.
And then just get born.
Wouldn't leave.
I don't want to go out there.
You're evicted, kid.
I don't like Trump.
Seems cold.
Put me back.
I don't like what they're doing with immigrants.
For a whole week.
Smells like fascism out there.
I was told there'd be an Epstein list.
What happened?
I can't believe it. Wah.
Well, George can't be happy about this. Do we have that audio where I haven't heard this yet?
boy,
But
yes, we
Trump
do.
was. Trump was this a
It's
helicopter?
cabinet meeting.
Okay, so he's
I
got
believe.
everybody there, and people started asking about Epstein, and he wasn't happy about it. Well, as soon as you
Pam
find
Bondi was there, and Rubio.
Mhm.
He's there.
Who are they? I never heard of them.
People.
Yeah, just
Pam
people.
Bundy?
Just, you got it? All right.
Sure. Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former Labor Secretary, who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of the
Yeah, sure. If
Hey, Pam, could I just interrupt for 1 second?
No.
Are you still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking, we have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at
Aren't
a time
you wasting
like this,
more
where
time?
we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration, but you go ahead.
It's a desecration to ask a question.
You remember that thing from yesterday
Everybody's
we
kinda-
said was finished?
Yeah,
Don't talk
right.
about
Yeah,
it.
don't ask
I
it.
can't believe you're still talking
You know, we gave that final report yesterday.
That
You're still
creep.
talking about it today, asking questions?
Case
I
closed.
can't believe it.
Yeah.
I simply can't believe it. Jeffrey Epstein.
I can't read it. The writing's so terrible.
It's terrible.
He can't read his jokes.
I would read his jokes. I've
That's
read
the
them before.
dumbest question. Dumbest question in the history of questions.
Brevity is the source of wit. I guess.
Right. Soul. It's the soul of
I
wit. It's
don't
not the
know.
source.
Well, look,
Brevity wouldn't
I'm
be the
just
source.
I'm just the president.
Okay, all right. That's fine. Yeah, you know, it really has just gotten to the point where this guy just this is the idea with this is the press that this guy wants. Hey, we did some wonderful things today, and then all the questions are really like, hey, that wonderful thing that you did today, exactly how did you get it to be so wonderful? And I have a follow-up question. How do you think, what happened in your life that made you so wonderful that you could do all these wonderful things? I think this is what Trump wants to hear.
I love you too.
From the, the people in the country aren't debating anything. Everyone knows everything we touch is gold.
Everyone knows how much I love the big, beautiful Green New Deal and how great it's going to be when we get all the subsidies for solar and wind. I love it.
That's right.
I've always said that.
Yeah,
I mean,
of
why
course
are you,
you
why are you
have.
talking about
Just
Jeffrey
Epstein. You never talked about that. Nobody in your
Never
administration
even
ever
met
talked
him.
about
Never
that.
met him. There's no
well,
pictures
you have
of me
met him.
with
Well,
him.
there is. There's pictures of
He
you
didn't
with him.
introduce me to Melania. I mean, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's just gotten to the point where I can't take it seriously anymore. Honestly, Netanyahu, was that yesterday? I'd like to present you with my letter nominating you for the Nobel Peace Prize. Yeah, this. Exactly what it sounded like.
Shalom.
It's just all performance all the time, and meanwhile, no problems are actually getting solved.
You're by the pool.
You're relaxing.
You're sipping a drink.
Someone brings you a towel.
Adjust the umbrella.
Sound like a fantasy?
It's not if you win $1,000 from WSB.
It's WSB's $1,000 Thursdays this Thursday.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBRadio.com or the WSB app within that hour, and you could win $1,000. Get all the info at WSBRadio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays
from 95.5 WSB.
Where Atlanta wins.
At Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, you're their priority. From personalized service to luxury amenities, they make sure you feel valued every step of the way. Buying or servicing, your experience matters. Call 800-NEW-LEXUS. Butler Lexus South Atlanta, the standard of amazing.
We are here with CFP and investment advisor Aaron Vincent of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Aaron, you mentioned that taxes are on sale. What exactly does that mean? And is it something we need to take advantage of right now?
Yeah, Mark, it may not feel like it right now, especially this time of year. But when you look at history, we are actually in historically low income tax rates time. If you look back, tax rates have been significantly higher. And when you look at the national debt, which most reference at around $36 trillion, but when you consider the fact that with all the unfunded liabilities like Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid, it's actually north of $100 trillion. When we look at factors like that, there's a pretty good chance that tax rates actually go significantly higher again. So yeah, you can make an argument that right now taxes are on sale.
So Aaron, what can we do right now to take advantage of these low tax rates?
If you don't have an income plan in your retirement conversations, then you actually don't have a tax plan. And that's important because if you don't have a plan for your money, guess who does? Uncle Sam's got one, and by default, you'll fall into that one. So we want to offer you a no-cost, no-obligation tax map. It's a deep dive into your retirement plan and specifically your tax strategy. From there, we'll make suggestions based on what's working or what opportunities could better fit your situation. The goal is for you to keep more of your hard-earned money while giving less to Uncle Sam. Call us at 770-280-1488. Again, that's 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we're available all across Metro Atlanta to meet you at a time and place that fits your schedule.
Taxes are not a seasonal conversation, and they're not going away once you retire. Take advantage of the complimentary tax map by calling the Vincent Financial Group today, 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488. And join us for Retire ATL, Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
What is All Care? All Care is expert urgent care and primary care under a single roof, offering convenience and continuity for your healthcare needs. All Care is a team of physicians and clinicians who know you and your medical history, so they can provide the personalized care you deserve. And with both family and immediate care services offered 7 days a week, All Care means seeing your doctor on your schedule. 15 convenient locations, same-day appointments, and walk-ins welcome. Remember, urgent care plus primary care equals All Care. Learn more at allcare-ga.com.
Pro athletes and attorneys count on George Stein, the DUI lawyer. You can too. GeorgeStein.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-700-6898. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-700-6898. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-700-6898 or biglou.com.
By the way, that reporter who asked that question of Pam Bondi, is that the worst questioner ever?
Took forever.
Sure. Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left some lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones is whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former leader.
All right, stop for a second, because there's some dancing around going on, because nobody wants to ask the real question because they're afraid they will be called anti-Semitic. What they want to know is there's a rumor that he somehow was on the Mossad payroll. That's what's out there. I have nothing to say about that because I have no idea. I assume it's probably just a rumor. But if you get to the level when you're a reporter and you're trying to ask the question, ask the damn question. I am so I read an article last night that was about somebody famous with a racial slur on their they found some years ago, and now the person's in trouble. It's some kind of hit show or something. I don't know. I don't watch anything, so I don't know who the person
Island
was.
or something.
Yeah, Love Island.
Well, they kicked them off, right?
Right,
Yeah.
I guess. They found some tweets or something. But I read this article, and not once in the article did they tell me what the racial slur was. Because obviously at 61 years of age, I cannot handle that. How can you do a whole story on somebody losing their livelihood because of a racial slur from some years ago and make an editorial decision that, well, it's not relevant to the facts, that the reader find out what the racial slur was, even if you have to put the question mark, light bulb, whatever,
Yeah.
question mark thing, however you have to do it to get across what it was. So that's what we're getting to. I spoke about this yesterday. You can't say suicide. Well, you try solving a problem when your first step is never mention the problem. It's enough already. For those of you being triggered, get the F out of the way. The rest of us have things to do, things to accomplish, problems to solve. And if, what was that Dylan line? If you can't lend a hand and get out of the road or whatever.
Get out of the way if you can't lend a hand.
That's right. It's just like, if you're triggered and the world hurts and you can't leave your bedroom, I feel bad for you. Your point of view can't have any effect on how the world works, however.
Eric, I watched a YouTube show last night, a comedy show, by the way, and anytime they said the word Nazi, they censored it with a tone.
Yeah,
they wouldn't even say the word.
It's absurd. And I guess if we don't say the word Nazi long enough, then time will heal itself and they will never have existed.
Yeah, I'm playing a video game right now, and the bad guys that are racist and bigoted use the F slur that we
Yes,
know.
yeah.
It's that as well, where it's toned out.
Yeah,
And these guys are bad guys. They're not.
They're supposed to be bad guys.
Yeah.
They're villains. Villains
I
aren't
know
the
what
people.
word I'm hearing it, even though
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. It's-
Once again, thanks, lawyers. You're making the world so much better.
But about that question, he's talking about the contradictory nature of the messaging. They've got one U.S. Attorney General that's saying that he's intelligence, and now they're saying there is no that memo.
You're talking about whether Epstein was involved with Mossad or the CIA or both. Is that what you're talking about?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
So the fact that he's asking the question, why are you saying this now when we've heard U.S. officials say another thing?
Yeah.
And they don't, so that's the...
But with this administration, the president will tell you, well, I don't know where that came from. Like, it was something from yesterday. What was that? He was saying...
the Ukraine stuff, right?
The Ukraine stuff. Like, I don't know who said we stopped sending stuff to Ukraine. Well, I don't know. My goodness, there's a source. You could probably figure it out. We get this stuff all the time. I don't care what Tulsi says. I believe they're 2 days from having a bomb. It's like, why?
Yeah.
You are president. You did win, but you do have an obligation to explain why your decisions are made. He still hasn't explained what intelligence agency told him that Iran was only a couple days away from a bomb, because ours didn't. And it doesn't matter if you love Israel, if you're against it. It doesn't matter. None of that matters. The basic thing here is a president of the United States has basically admitted he bombed a foreign country based on the advice of another country's intelligence agency. I don't care if that other country is Ireland. It still should hold the same weight as President of the United States, as a taxpayer, why am I spending all this money on intelligence agencies if you aren't taking their advice seriously? So it just, but everybody wants to dance around everything because you've got these people their job is to listen, document, and end careers because there are questions we do not want asked. And this is going on. That reporter scared out of his mind. But, you want clarity? Stand up and say, hey, was he working with Mossad or the CIA or both? And then if they say, oh, you're ridiculous, and 5 years later we find out something different, then we'll know, okay, those officials lied or they didn't. When you're reporting the news, you should report the news. If you're reporting to me that somebody's life has been, their career has been ended because of a racial slur from Twitter or something 10 years ago or whatever it was, you have an obligation to let me know what that racial slur was in some way. You can cover it up in some ways where obviously as a reader, I figure out what it is.
Yeah, just put the first letter and then some stars.
Yeah, some stars and toss a hashtag in there with a question mark.
Sure.
And we'll all know what's there. But it's just gotten to the point where, what are these news agencies? Do you hate the people that you write for? They're just not.
They can't handle it.
We can't print that, or else they're all so dumb they'll go out and start saying it. I mean, that's the only thing that you can imagine.
We have to walk them through this, Eric. Make sure they know exactly how we feel about this
I think
and how
it's
they
that
should feel.
I really don't think it's that they think that we would start saying the word more casually. I think it's more like they don't want to be known as a publication that
told us the news.
That word.
That told us that news.
Sure, I agree with you, but.
By making every one of these stories a headline story, no matter where it happened in the country, they're saying this is important.
Yeah, it's really it's a strange stance to take. It doesn't. There's no okay, well, what if you did say it? What does that mean?
You know what I do?
There's no thought. Why they're not saying it.
Yeah, actually, I just assume that they're smarter than me, and probably I'm living on the wrong side of history.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1, how much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2, if you see "Get a phone on us," get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3, check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier, the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB. Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 4 o'clock. I'm Veronica Waters. Good afternoon. The news this hour is brought to you by D. Geller and Son Jewelers. WSB's top local story, breaking new information on a double murder in Carrollton. Kristen and James Brock were found shot to death inside their home on Carrollton-Tyus Road near Cottage Way on the morning of February 20th.
The couple's 16-year-old daughter called 911. Now Carroll County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Ashley Halsey says the teen has been arrested and charged with killing them. A motive is unclear.
We are still working with her diligently. Our investigators have been speaking with her.
17-year-old Sarah Grace Patrick is being charged as an adult in the murder of her mother and stepfather. There may be more arrests and charges as the investigation continues. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
It's 90 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta. WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards forecasting partly cloudy skies throughout the metro and hot highs in the mid to upper 90s with isolated pop-up storms possible. Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast is coming up. Temperatures had soared to 117 degrees inside a car at Cumberland Mall. The day Cobb County Police rescued 2 crying kids buckled into the back seat.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. Oh, you're hot.
Body cam revealed the rescue after 2 Good Samaritans called 911. The kid's father is now charged with second-degree cruelty to children. Buyer beware. Billboards are going up on I-75 near Truist Park to fight sex trafficking, which often accompanies large sporting events.
Yasmin Vava of Rights for Girls says there's a great deal more to All-Star Week than you may think, and it has to do with sex trafficking.
Aside from the fun and the excitement and the festivities surrounding the games, that there can be this dark underbelly of sexual exploitation and trafficking that can accompany the games.
Bafa says the group has received many responses during past postings, thanking them for the message. This time, the baseball lingo billboards will put the sex buyer in the batter's box with such messages as sex buying is a serious error. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
A relentless search for the missing is going into its 5th day after catastrophic flooding in central Texas. Kerrville Mayor Joe Herring.
Please pray for those who mourn, for those who wait, and for those who help.
Teams from across the U.S. have been flocking to Texas to assist in the search and rescue. The death toll is at least 109, and there are questions mounting about the forecasts and why people did not seem to be warned ahead of time about the dangerous weather. President Trump does an about-face in his take on Russia's invasion of Ukraine. After pausing crucial weapons delivery last week, he now says the U.S. should send Ukraine more weapons to defend itself. He also stepped up criticism of Russian President Vladimir Putin.
We get a lot of bullshit thrown at us by Putin, for you want to know the truth. He's very nice all the time, but it turns out to be meaningless.
The president says he is meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu later this hour to talk about the flooding in not about the flooding, to talk about the war in Gaza. Atlanta seems to be not as stressed as sometimes you might feel. In fact, Wallet Hub says we might be doing a better job of managing stress than other big cities. Wallet Hub says we're number 75 on its list of the most stressed cities this year, in the middle of the pack. Now, Detroit's number 1 on the list. South Burlington, Vermont is the least stressed. And what are we worried about? Well, Atlanta scores well when it comes to work stress and health and safety, but we are most stressed when it comes to finances and family. The U.S. government is taking steps to ensure America's farmland stays in Americans' hands. The Agriculture Secretary today announces that the United States will move to ban sales of farmland to buyers who are tied to China and other foreign adversaries. Hey, the Atlanta Braves are teaming up with the historic Plaza Theater on Piedmont to set the baseball mood as the All-Star Game approaches next Tuesday at Truist Park in Atlanta. Starting Thursday night, July 10th, the Plaza will show 42. That's the Jackie Robinson biopic filmed right here in Georgia. And then on Friday and Saturday, A League of Their Own and The Sandlot. It's now 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. But first, it's live team coverage of traffic and weather starting right now. WSB Triple Team Traffic kicks off with Alex Williams.
Been a busy day on 285 in DeKalb County, Veronica, and it continues. Travel advisory, police investigation from the earlier chase that ended. 285 westbound, the inner loop at I-675, exit number 52. 2 right lanes are blocked, 2 left lanes are open. You're slow back toward I-20. We're on 285 south, the inner loop right at I-20, exit 46. We've had trouble in the left lane. You can take I-20 west toward downtown to avoid that jam down there through the Gresham Park area. Elsewhere, 285 eastbound, the outer loop right at I-675. We got a brand new crash that's in the left lane. That's going to start to cause some delays there. On the north side, 285 westbound, brake lights filling in on and off from Asher Dunwoody, getting past I-75 in Truist Park. How are things through downtown, Andrew Seco?
Got some volume, but it's not as bad as we usually see. Alex, 75, 85 north and southbound. You're still a little bit slow north and southbound. The brake lights leaving East Point take you all the way through Midtown. Southbound, we're seeing trouble south of 400 on 85 proper. You're slowed down to I-20. We do have a crash blocking part of the on-ramp from the onto the Beaufort Spring connector from I-85. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly cloudy, hot today, high 96. Watching for an isolated pop-up shower or thunderstorm, lows tonight in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high 94 with isolated pop-up storms. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms on Thursday, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s.
It's 91 degrees right now in Peachtree City. We're seeing 88 degrees in Roswell and 91 here in Midtown Atlanta at 4:05. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. We're going to get to today's ish. But before we do, because I don't know if it'll make today's ish. I don't know if this story will be deemed good enough.
Would it be ishy?
Is it ishy enough is the question. Or as we say, does it ish?
Does it? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. So, but this is
check
one
with your
of,
doctor if it
one
does.
of my, well, if it lasts for over 4 hours. One of my favorite headlines of the day, maybe my favorite headline of the day is this from CBS News. Unusually large 2,000-year-old shoes unearthed at a Roman site in northern England. Very large shoes. Let me just read just a little bit of this. A stash of, again, this is how the archaeologists are terming it, unusually large 2,000-year-old shoes dug up at a Roman site in northern England has left archaeologists searching for an explanation. 8 large shoes, including one measuring nearly 13 inches long, equivalent to size 49 in Europe and size 15 in the U.S. Well, that's my size.
That's a huge shoe.
So
15?
I would have been a freak 2,000 years ago.
I am Calceus Manius.
I know what that means.
What does it mean?
Big shoe.
That's correct. I conquered all of that area by myself.
Northern England.
Yes, I don't remember what they're called.
Of course. This is a race of
Britannica.
Large-footed people.
Oddly, they're only 4 foot tall.
Really?
Yeah.
That's big feet for 4 feet.
Oh, yeah. You got to look like the world's strangest clown walking around. No wonder.
Here comes Doofus.
Evolution took
Doofus
care
Magnus.
of
Doofus Magnus. Yes.
Well, back then, like running away from prey, having bigger feet, would that make you run faster or would it slow you down? I think it'd be kind of floppy.
No. I feel like the length of your legs and your
calf muscles are
going to
have
would make you faster.
Yeah, those floppy things are just getting in the way. Like it's like wearing you're trying to run away from a predator wearing flip-flops.
Hobbit proportions.
This is very, very Hobbit-esque.
Well, isn't there some sort of like conspiracy something about there were giants?
Yeah, but they weren't there.
They weren't there. You talking about the
apparently
tall whites?
No, the giants.
tall whites
Anakiates?
No.
The Amakiatos?
These were a race
the
of
lizard people?
red-haired.
The macchiatos.
Red-haired and
I
red
got one
beard.
at Starbucks. They're fantastic.
Yeah, caramel macchiatos.
Yes.
The mound builders in the United States are purported to be giants.
I see. And when were these giants purported to have lived in the United
Before the
States?
Native Americans got here, and the Native Americans told stories, passed it down through their lore, that's who built the mounds, because they always said, we didn't build these.
Okay, so it's basically lore. It's their kind of mythology.
And supposedly Abraham Lincoln mentioned them in a letter.
Yeah, but we looked that up, and it never happened.
Well, allegedly.
Well, I know. Didn't we look that up a few weeks ago? Didn't it come up?
It was in the Library of Congress.
Yeah, but no.
We went back and forth.
Do we have to go on that rabbit hunt again? What's wrong with rabbit? Did I say something wrong? Did I say something bad?
No,
I think it's rabbit hole, not rabbit hunt.
No, I did.
You
go
go
down
down
the
the
rabbit
rabbit
hole.
So
I was saying, do we have to hunt that rabbit?
I guess that would work too.
You know, like
like that dog.
like you know,
that dog.
The
don't
dog
hunt.
heard the rabbit and just chasing it.
I'd love to do to that dog what I was thinking about with the rabbit.
Hug it?
Absolutely. Show it love and
Aw, he'd
empathy.
like that.
That's what I always do with the
I have the buzzer.
lower
I have
animals.
the collar on that can make the noise.
Yeah, well, how about just put
That's
it outside
torture.
or
That's
give it away?
Animal abuse. Put it
It's,
away.
it's just a noise.
Give it away. Give it away. Give it away to somebody, some other
Okay.
family.
What does it make, like a high-pitched sound so that whistles in
Just
its
a
ear?
beep.
Yeah, that's evil.
It's on his collar.
How is that evil?
Because the dog has
What's
much
evil
more
is that the dog keeps on interrupting my radio show. You want to talk about evil? You want to talk about the hands of the devil being involved? I would say the dog barking through my radio show.
That dog has got way more sensitive hearing than any of us. And
Well, then he
beep,
should know.
that-
Then it should be a lesson that I'm going to do that when he barks, which
No.
I've done for a long time.
Hold on,
Sometimes I can
hold-
just pick up the remote and he gets
Hold on
upset.
just a second. Yes, the dog has a capacity to hear things, but it's hearing something that only it can hear, right? You can't hear it, right, Autumn?
No, I can hear it. It just goes beep.
But I think
Oh.
for it, it's very painful. It's a
It's
pain.
not
It's a painful.
very
sticking
Well, if
a
it was very
pencil in its
painful,
ear.
That's what it feels like.
if it was very painful, the dog would start whimpering after.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that. That's so it doesn't make any sense.
I have the collar also.
I wonder what's the
can-
brand.
The collar can also buzz, just make like a vibration on his
Yeah,
neck.
yeah.
And then it can also give him a little zip, zip.
No, you ever use that?
But
when
I don't
you're-
do the zip, zip.
You ever use the zoop soap when the dog's sleeping? A little zoop soap?
Well, listen, I know what you're talking about, but
yeah.
I did, and me and the kids all tested it on our arms to
Oh.
see what it would feel like, and they kept trying to go up higher and higher. They're like, do them higher.
Well,
let's
they're from the
go."
TikTok generation. They want, hey, can you film me?
Yeah, let's go viral, Mom.
Put it on,
Bob.
put it on
I got
certain
real
death.
freaked out by it.
These kids, hey, kids, stop playing the certain death TikTok challenge.
Well, I took the Tide Pods out of their mouth and said, hey,
Yes.
let's electrocute ourselves. instead.
Exactly. I'm
So
waiting
I'm
for
good-
that
I'm a
headline.
good parent. I mean,
I'm
that's
waiting.
parenting.
I am waiting for that headline. The certain death TikTok challenge. Somebody has to warn the kids.
We're
Don't
gonna
take
jump
the.
off cliffs to
Don't
see
do
who
it.
wins.
Don't do it.
Is
Look
it
at the name of the challenge.
Is it the Dog Dazer 2 that you're using right now?
Dog Dazer. Get it? Dog days. Get it?
Because they're dazed.
Ah, and their days. That is the dog days.
I
Oh
see
my
it.
goodness!
I see on
whoever
Amazon.
whoever came up with that one got one hell of a raise.
Woo!
I say doggy dazer.
Doggy dazer.
You're a genius, Jim. That's why I'm so glad that we.
Are married.
Right. You help me at work. You help me more at home. It's just nice to have a genius in my. You know what? It's like having It's like having Copilot in my life without it being AI. It's like you know what? You're so good as a friend. You're almost as good as AI. How about that? That's going to be a compliment pretty soon.
Only
You
40.
know, you can change your Chat GPT to be more critical, and
More
like,
critical?
You can ask it to take on a persona, so it's not as like, yeah, setting your boyfriend on fire sounds like a really creative way to get back at him.
Could you be
know?
like smartass tone? You know, like
You could, but other people are using it for like, don't just constantly encourage me and tell me I'm doing great. Like, give me some critical
But see, I want
thoughts about
that.
what I'm doing.
I want that. You know what I find? I have found a lot of people say that constructive criticism is something that you should seek out. And I don't know if other people are like this, but what I've found is I like when people tell me how great I am. I don't
Like the
really like
president
it so
does.
much. I don't really like it. I don't demand it. Not like the president. I don't demand your loyalty
Well,
and
I
you have
like
to
where
be
you're
public.
going with that. It's very important to have people kiss your ass.
But I think the whole constructive criticism thing, as it goes down in corporations and in boardrooms and in writers groups and stuff like that, there's a weird psychological thing that's going on there, which is if I'm going to be really critical of you when you do your thing, then you're just going to find something to be critical when my turn comes up, and that's not good criticism.
Well, then
I don't believe it.
You don't hang out with those people and get good constructive criticism from them, because if that's what they're going to do, then.
But
That's not
sometimes
what you
you're at
want.
work. I mean, you're forced into these situations where, hey, Jim's got an idea. Let's go around the horn on it because it's stupid. But, you know, my point is just that I think that people talk about constructive criticism is overrated because in reality, most of the people are lying in wait because they remember the last criticism you had of them. And they're going to get back at you and zing you, having nothing to do with whatever your new idea is. The human
Glass half empty.
behavioral.
Von Hessler.
What's that?
Glass half empty.
No, I'm just saying. I can't
They're
say,
waiting
hey, let's
to
go
mess
around
with
the room. You know, so, well, you going to criticize me? Did you come up with the idea? Yeah, you haven't come up with an idea in 25 years. Shut up, Sally. Sit down.
I have tenure.
It's just overdone. The whole, you need constructive criticism. Well, it matters. Is it coming from an intelligent person who knows what they're talking
if it's
about?
coming
Or is
from
it coming from an idiot?
I have an idea.
Yeah. This is somebody who like, is the guy at Decca who said no to signing the Beatles? I don't want that guy's constructive criticism.
We should let all the bugs in the house.
What if we just burn everything?
There are no bad ideas.
Yeah.
Of the corporate brainstorming thing. Yeah? How about if we off Sally? It says on the
She's always
door.
criticizing me.
Says on the door there are no bad ideas.
She's always yapping.
What if we protect her if she'll take her clothes off?
Says right there, no bad ideas. Hello, Alex Williams. Alex hello. Alex says 85 is getting slower into Norcross.
Hey, good afternoon, Eric, Tim, Jared, Autumn. Hope everybody's having a good day. Right now, watching the brake lights on 85 northbound out of DeKalb as you head up toward Norcross. The brake lights find you right around Chamblee-Tucker Road, and you're going to stay on and off the brake pedal as you make your way up past Indian Trail. Secondary slow zone filling in into Swanee from Sugarloaf Parkway up to 985. 400 northbound, you're seeing those brake lights from 285 up past the North Springs MARTA station, then a few more in Alpharetta as you clear Old Milton Parkway. 75 north and southbound, on and off the brakes, sluggish both ways between Marietta and Kennesaw. Looks like some trouble cleared 575 north in Woodstock around Town Lake Parkway, exit 8. So you're in recovery mode there, starting just before Highway 92. Still watching our two trouble spots on the south side perimeter, Andrew Seco.
Having the brake lights back towards I-20, I-285 westbound. The inner loop already starting to crowd in. It was already busy from the long-standing closure here, but it's going to take a while until we're completely out of the woods. And over the wall, we have some new trouble. It's a crash now in two left lanes, 285 east, the outer loop right there at 675. This report sponsored by your neighborhood Kroger Pharmacy. Kroger Pharmacy welcomes Express Scripts, Medicare D, and TRICARE Department of Defense Plan members. You can transfer prescriptions at Kroger.com/payer update. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic 95.5 WSB.
Is your summer vacation going to be a week at the beach or a week in the backyard standing in the kiddie pool?
If you listen to 95.5 WSB, that week at the beach could be yours. It's $1,000 Thursdays on WSB.
Your chance to win $1,000 every hour between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Thursdays.
Listen for the keyword. Enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app within that hour.
Get all the info at WSBradio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays this Thursday
From 95.5 WSB.
where Atlanta wins.
Summer's a time to feel and look your best, but I'm not talking about your abs or your tan. Hey guys, it's Mark Aram here. I'm talking about your hair. Restore that bald spot, reverse your receding hairline, or add volume to thinning during Advanced Hair's once yearly summer savings event. Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day, and they guarantee your new hair will grow. There's absolutely no one in hair restoration I trust more than Advanced Hair. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar. Advanced Hair's summer sales event on for a limited time, so get the details and schedule your free consultation today. 470-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. With Advanced Hair, your new hair is guaranteed to grow. Check out the incredible before and afters and take advantage of their best offer ever. That's 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
A company that has been trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years has already done their hometown homework, like having the very best people, fair, honest pricing, exceptional customer service, and a focus on high-quality work. That's us. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Sometimes new isn't better, like out-of-town home improvement companies invading Atlanta with their inflated pricing and subpar work. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. Many retailers use a computer program to tell you which mattress to buy after answering a few questions. That's not how finding the right mattress works. At OMF, our associates take the time to understand your specific needs. They'll guide you through our showroom, explain the differences between models, and help you select the right mattress. No computers, no gimmicks, just personal attention and quality mattresses built locally. Visit any showroom and experience the OMF difference for yourself.
If you had an encounter with the police and feel like you've been treated unfairly, George Stein, the DUI lawyer, can help. George will guide you through the legal system and work to get your charges dismissed. DUI? Hire the attorney that other attorneys hire. GeorgeStein.com.
Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing. Are you a plumber but looking for a better work-life balance? Superior Plumbing is looking for a few good plumbers to join their team. They offer a stable career with great pay and benefits. More importantly, you can build your career with a trusted company.
Market volatility isn't slowing down. If you're nearing retirement, now is not the time to wait and see. Every day of uncertainty can put your future at risk. It's time to diversify. I'm Jeff Jr. with Trajan Wealth, and I want you to know you can create certainty, locking in guaranteed income for life. This means predictable, stable cash flow, even in turbulent times. You've worked too hard to leave your retirement to chance. Right now, there are options to receive up to 30% upfront or annual growth of up to 10% for retirement income. That's up to $30,000 upfront or up to $10,000 per year on $100,000, all guaranteed for retirement income. Don't wait. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Annuity guarantees are based on the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. Any examples provided are hypothetical. Annuities are issued with prospectus and sales brochures and should be reviewed carefully before funding as features and benefits vary. DBA in most states as Trajan Wealth Insurance Solutions.
It's July, and that means pool days, summer celebrations, and of course, heat. Georgia heat is brutal. Don't let your home be a sauna. Coolray has the perfect solution to keep you cool this summer. Coolray is offering you $2,250 in rebates and free attic insulation when you purchase your new complete carrier system. You know, proper insulation is like a sidekick for your HVAC, keeping cool air in and hot air out. Call or go online to Coolray.com to book your appointment today. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Well, this is a news station, so sit up at attention, Autumn Fisher. A little too comfortable there.
Showing some leg.
Breaking news. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. She's, it's.
Shorts on, God forbid.
How many times have we said this? Von Hessler doctrine. OnlyFans. The two don't go together. You don't do one work while you're doing the other. Until the Von Hessler doctrine is over, I expect you to
flans.
Only flans. I know it's a very.
I like a flan.
It's a wonderful dessert.
Very eggy.
It's an eggy wonder, is what it is. But this is, in fact, a news and information station. We have breaking news from Jared Yamamoto.
That's right. Breaking news. WSBRadio.com. Man charged with throwing deep freezer at victim, causing him to fall into Lake Lanier.
All right, this. First of all, there's been far too much of this lately.
Yeah.
So what upset you? Why did you throw the deep freezer at this other gentleman?
Well, first of all, he said that Ozzy was lip syncing at that reunion concert they did over in England the other day. And then he told me that he liked Jack Black's voice better than Ozzy's, and that just set me off.
Yeah, you're a big Black Sabbath fan.
Absolutely, and I love Ozzy solo stuff.
Okay, and you just weren't going to take it, so somebody was talking down Black Sabbath and Ozzy.
And then he also asked me if I was going to go see the Black Sabbath cover band, and I said I ain't.
Yeah, okay, and that was it.
Well,
that was the
there's
straw.
more, but I don't want to get into it too much.
You didn't like the fact that the 59-year-old man that came onto your boat, again, you're 42 years old.
Yeah.
He walked onto your boat. You had two women on the boat with you, and he proceeded to drunkenly take his clothes off.
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on.
Well, I didn't care about that.
It was the Ozzy eyes who said Ozzy was lip syncing.
Yeah, he also said Black Sabbath was better with Ronnie James Dio.
All right. Well, this sounds like maybe this guy was drunk or something and showed up.
Yes.
I figured let's all get naked, and he didn't like that either.
It sounds like drunken behavior to me.
That is extremely drunken behavior.
I know. I've only done it when I'm drunk.
Things can get weird at Lake Lanier sometimes.
Hey, what do people expect? Like the girls are going to go, wow. Can we get to your apartment or just like do it right here?
Right here on a boat.
You want to go down in the cabin?
Nope. Right here.
All right. Well,
what is a deep freeze? What kind? Is that a brand?
It's a deep freezer. It's it's deep for
deep
long
freezer
freezing.
Things that you have in your basement.
Yeah.
That, like you put your meat in. I don't understand how someone on Lake Lanier would have one of those.
I keep it on my canoe.
Well, the reason why you have it is because you would have like a normal like Yeti cooler to keep things really cold, and then if they were potentially grilling out in the lake and you wanted to keep something even colder, you could have one of these on your boat.
I know,
too.
but
but that's something you plug in.
Yeah, you can plug stuff into
Yeah,
a
well,
boat.
you think you can't plug things in on a boat? What is,
Oh,
you
I
know,
guess I don't
it's
know.
the year. You have a calendar?
I'm not.
Autumn, I know
a
this is
seaman.
this is.
Have you, by the way,
Or a lake woman.
By the way, have you noticed these large cruises that leave Miami? As you think
Yeah,
nobody's
that's a giant
nobody's
thing, a
plugging
little
in?
boat. I don't know. Boat. Like,
Well, we don't know how
boat
big this
powers
guy's boat was. You know, he could be a rich
I don't
guy.
have a plug in my car.
Listen,
I've got a.
You
I've
do
got
the
the
show
cigarette.
from your car.
You do the show from your car.
I know, but I don't plug. I have a like a cigarette
Yeah.
lighter thingy that I.
Yeah, well, they
put
have a
in there.
boat lighter. They have a boat lighter.
You can do that on my boat's
Thingy.
only 20 feet long, and it has a plug that works just like your car. It's a DC plug.
Yeah, how about that?
And mine's a little boat compared to what these people probably had.
You need sun, Autumn. What's going on? How come I have more color than you?
I don't know why this is so. I can't.
Is it the
adjust
lighting? You look like you look like
know.
you've got like cake white makeup on. Are you dying, Autumn? Are you okay?
I can't. Here, I'll turn off the lights and you can see what I really look like.
Well, at least there's a little. There's
some
a
color
little,
there.
There's some warmth. There's some
I
color.
know. I don't know why it's doing that.
It's
but.
Autumn Cadaver Fisher, ladies and gentlemen. Giving you the best from Baltimore. Alex Williams says there's a big jam on 285 in DeKalb County.
Very active on the south side perimeter today, Eric. Travel advisory, police activity still in 2 right lanes, 285 westbound, the inner loop at I-675, exit 52. Slow back toward Flat Shoals. Before that, trouble clearing out of the left lane, 285 south right at I-20. And now the crash, 285 eastbound, the outer loop at I-675. That's blocking 2 left lanes, starting to cause delays back toward Jonesboro Road. Speaking of DeKalb County, how's I-20 over that way, Andrew Seco?
Got some stoppage either direction in and out of the Mall of Stonecrest, I-20 east and westbound. Brake lights from Panola Road towards 285 inside the perimeter, crowding just a little bit as you merge onto the connector, and a little trouble out past Lithia Springs, leaving Douglasville. It's looking like a crash in the left lane, I-20 westbound near Post Road. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any age system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Men, are you having problems performing in the bedroom? Do pills like Viagra and Cialis leave you feeling frustrated? Well, now there's new hope for men who suffer from ED and PE problems. Meet Dr. Katz, a specialist in men's health.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Katz with Choice Men's Health. Regardless of your age or medical condition, Choice Men's Health can safely restore your sexual potency. Our customized solutions can eliminate your problem in just one visit. There's no pain, no surgery, and it's affordable.
Guys, don't let the anxiety over your performance get you down. We can get you back in the game. Call Choice Men's Health today to find out how you can eliminate ED on the very first visit. Call 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-2798. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call
800-575-2798. That's 800-575-2798.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, now's the time of year you're really enjoying that deck, I bet. Grilling food, sitting out relaxing, having friends over, good times. Dave Baker here for my deck experts, Ben Hill Renovations. I get it though, if you're still dragging your heels a bit on getting a new deck, I know you want to make sure you find the right builder so you can upgrade your outdoor living space correctly and within your budget. So here's a few things to consider when selecting a builder for your deck. You'll want someone who will build your deck up to future county and city code requirements. permits, you'll want a builder who'll pull a permit for the work. Yes, the builder will need a permit, and pulling a permit now saves you headaches in the future. You'll also want different options, styles, types of wood, and colors to choose from. You'll get all that at Ben Hill Renovations, plus superior craftsmanship from their 60 years of experience, and your job will be backed by their workmanship warranty. Visit bhrenovations.com today and schedule a free design consultation at your home. Ben Hill Renovations, creating raving fans since 1964.
Wall cracks, window stuck, could be a foundation problem. Mark Beckham with Atlanta Ramjack, and our estimators are thoroughly trained to get you the proper evaluation for your home. Schedule your free assessment with the foundation repair experts at atlantaramjack.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 4:30. I'm Veronica Waters. News this half hour is brought to you by Hoffman Financial Group, WSB's top local story.
In a world where television portrays crimes being solved in under an hour, the truth here is much more complex. Real justice takes time.
That from Carroll County Sheriff's Office spokeswoman Ashley Halsey today as deputies make an arrest in the double murders of a couple in February. Investigators say then 16-year-old Sarah Grace Patrick shot her mother, Kristen Brock, and stepfather James Brock to death.
She has been arrested and charged now, and we feel confident that she is responsible for their murders.
Halsey says it's possible others are involved and that more arrests could be ahead. The motive of Patrick, who is now 17, is unknown. The Supreme Court clears the way for the Trump administration's mass layoffs of federal workers. Justices say they're not ruling on the legality of these firings, but say that a lower court was wrong to stop them. The mass firings come despite warnings that critical government services will be lost. We're getting more information about that police pursuit in DeKalb County, which shut down I-285 at 675 this afternoon. DeKalb police tell us they responded to Memorial Drive early this afternoon for a call of a man flashing a gun and threatening people at a McDonald's. Once officers arrived, the suspect pulled a gun, and that began a chase after he sped away from the scene in a vehicle which police say was stolen. The suspect's accused of hitting multiple vehicles in the process, and DKBT stopped the suspect on the interstate with a pit maneuver. Commissioners in Cobb County hold their first of 3 public hearings on their proposed 2026 budget.
The $1.3 billion measure represents a $48 million increase over the 2025 spending plan and holds property taxes steady, brings down water transfer fees by 1%, and raises county employee pay. Commission Chairwoman Lisa Cupid says they want to ensure things run effectively.
And that does require for us to make sure that we have a steady an able workforce and a committed workforce to do that.
Another hearing is set for July 16th, with a final hearing and vote expected on July 22nd. In Cobb County, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
President Trump says he's holding firm to his deadline on tariffs this time for August 1st. A letter was sent out from the White House to dozens of nations, and he claims those letters are the finalized deal. But there's been mixed messaging on his policies and how much each country will actually face. Tariffs, as you may know, are a tax on foreign imports into the U.S., and those are paid for by the U.S. companies importing the goods and materials. While DeKalb County has paused its 10% water rate hike for now, community advocates say they want more. Catherine Maddox with the group DeKalb Water Watch says they want the CEO to pause any disconnections and end any negotiations on payment plans for customers who are behind on their bills.
We've seen far too many residents who are on fixed incomes that are put on arbitrary payment plans of $300 to $500 a month.
And Maddox says the county commission approved affordability measures back in February, but has failed to properly implement them. DeKalb County plans to raise its rates later this year and every year for the next decade. The Braves and the Plaza Theater in Midtown Atlanta are teaming up with some inspiration of baseball-themed movies at the historic Plaza Theater.
If you can't take yourself out to the All-Star game itself, you can still take yourself out with the crowd as the Braves partner with the Plaza Theater to provide some on-screen games.
We're going to be showing 3 baseball films, some timeless and classics movies like 42, like A League of Their Own and The Sandlot.
Plaza owner Christopher Escobar tells WSB the Braves are providing lower prices and some goodies, while the Plaza serves up Cracker Jack and hot dogs and a live screening of the Home Run Derby. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
MLB's All-Star Game is at Truist Park a week from today. Home buyers may have the upper hand headed into the second half of the year in Metro Atlanta. New numbers from Georgia MLS show median home prices slipping a little in June, down $12,000 from May to $418,000. But more homes sold this June than last year at this time. Now, real estate experts say demand remains strong and inventory levels are pretty healthy. And if the Fed lowers interest rates later this month, a drop in mortgage rates could create even more momentum. It's 4:34. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. WSB Triple Team Traffic kicks off with Alex Williams.
2 travel advisories in DeKalb County, Veronica. It's on the south side perimeter. Police activity, police investigation still has 2 right lanes blocked. 285 westbound, the inner loop at I-675, exit 52. You're slow back at Flat Shoals. And right on the other side of the wall, a crash happened in 2 left lanes. 285 eastbound, the outer loop at I-675. You can use I-20 as an alternate. Over on the west side, 285 both north and southbound. Seeing brake lights in both directions between Smyrna Vinings and the I-20 interchange there on the West Freeway. What's the story through downtown Atlanta, Andrew Seco?
No crashes or stalls right now, just the car in front of you. Got some volume, 75, 85 north and southbound. You're seeing it leaving East Point through the heart of downtown, all the way up past Midtown. Leaving Buckhead, the brake lights begin just south of 400 on 85 proper. You're seeing those all the way down towards I-20. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
This is WSB meteorologist Christina Upwards. Partly cloudy, hot and humid with a high of 96. An isolated pop-up shower can't be ruled out. Lows tonight in the mid-70s. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a few more pop-up storms, high 94. Scattered rain showers and thunderstorms on Thursday, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s.
It's 92 degrees right now in Lawrenceville, but it feels like 98 there. Similar story here in LaGrange, where it's 90 degrees, feeling like 97. Right now, it's 92 degrees in Midtown Atlanta at 4:35. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
The local folks at Breda Pest Management know my house inside and out, and they've customized a unique plan that stops bugs and critters. Hey friends, it's Mark Aram. With Breda, it's always a familiar local person servicing my home and answering my calls. Never an irritating automated call center. Breda cares more. They're our neighbors, and they'll work harder for you. Doing it better is what the Breda family does. Get started at BREDAPest.com.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Hi, I'm Dustin, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company. If you're shopping for an engagement ring, we want you to feel like a kid in a candy store. All of our diamonds are in stock, in-store and online, so you get to use your eyes, not your imagination. Come in and look at marquee-shaped diamonds right next to ovals and pears. As your friend and jeweler, you can trust you'll get your dream diamond at an everyday competitive price. We have the widest selection in-store and at shaneco.com, because a friend knows choosing a diamond is personal. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Steel Horse Law has mastered riding our Georgia roads and the twists and turns of Georgia law.
EMC Security.
Our video doorbells are handy for seeing when packages are delivered or when the kids come home or even checking to see who is at the door. But what about when something more serious happens, like a break-in or fire? That's when you'd need a monitored security system. At EMC Security, we've been protecting Georgians for almost 30 years. Still locally owned, still no contracts, and still offering monitoring from just $16.95 a month.
EMC Security. Smart protection for a safer tomorrow. Better prices, better views. Window comfort, meant just for you. Window comfort.
Window Comfort's exclusive window line is built for Georgia's extreme heat and guaranteed to lower your energy bills. Right now, get buy two, get two free with no payments till 2026. Schedule your no-pressure estimate today at windowcomfort.com.
Better prices, better views. Window comfort, meant just for you. Window comfort.
I'm going to tell you something. These were unusually large shoes. I just want to get that point across. Unusually large.
You know what they say.
That if you have unusually large shoes,
you have big feet.
You have big feet. And also unusually large
hands.
And other places.
And nose.
And other places.
Ears.
No.
Jared?
He has small shoes, I think.
My shoes?
Oh, what are you, a
12 and a half?
I just find this interesting. They find these in this archaeological dig in northern England, the old Roman areas, and they find these what they refer to from 2,000 years ago as unusually large shoes. They're my size. What's so unusual about that? Did everybody have small feet?
Yeah, they didn't have the nutrition that we have.
What if they would have seen Shaq's shoes?
Oh, man.
That would have blown them away back then.
So they found these at Hadrian's Wall, which is the wall they built to keep the Northerners out.
Yes.
And the Giants Inn.
And the Giants Inn.
So maybe the Giants were Scots, or they were.
So the Giants, you're looking at one right now.
Yes,
These
are
huge. These are the Giants from thousands of years ago. People who are my size.
Maybe there's some.
I'm not even as tall as Josh Allen. What?
They found the shoes that were large.
They found. Excuse me, not large.
Unusually large.
Unusually large shoes.
Did they find the matching skeletal feet?
No.
Of the people that fit into those
I don't
shoes?
believe so.
Maybe there was just like some weird shoemaker around that was like, look at these giant shoes I made.
Or
cobbler.
Or maybe it was like they were novelty shoes.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Or maybe they were they were made to make prints when you're not really walking. You know, you ever see that? Like
that's smart. That way people won't mess with you.
That's right. They'll make you think that you left town, but you didn't.
Maybe there's a clown that lived in the village.
A very unusual clown.
I think they're Air Giants. That's what their shoes
are.
They're size 13. That's not abnormal.
Oh, they're actually size 15. They're 13
No, it
inches.
says right here.
13 inches, but that's size 15.
Is this an old news story?
Listen, are you going by CBS?
Oh, no.
No,
I will read
IFL
you.
Science.
Okay, IFL Science. They're hacks.
They are?
8 large shoes, according to CBS News, including one measuring nearly 13 inches long, equivalent to the size 49 in Europe and size 15 in the U.S. And by the way, why do they have to be different just because it's different continents?
Well, because they don't know how to measure feet.
I had to buy
correctly there.
shoes.
System or
I
something.
had to buy
They're
shoes.
stupid over there. We're smart.
I guess, yeah. That's true. I had to buy
My
shoes.
foot is 1/27th of a mile.
It is 35 times the area from the king's nose to the end of his ring finger. I had to buy shoes in Spain for the wedding. When I got there, I realized, I don't have any shoes. And I ended up, in Spain, I wear a 47.
There you go.
Both systems are based on the barley corn, which is roughly 1/3 of an inch.
The barley corn.
Yes, but it doesn't say
Why would that have anything to do with shoes?
I don't know, but it says here that's what it is.
So if I'm a size 15, that's 15 barley corn?
It's 13 barley corn.
13 barley corn.
Yeah.
Also, did you know that your foot is the same length as your forearm?
No, I didn't know that. Now I got to go measuring both of them.
Just grab your foot, put it up on your arm.
Wait a minute.
Oh, wow.
Huh? Well, that's not very scientific.
It's about
I
the
don't
size
think-
of your
I
elbow.
don't think my foot's that big, do you?
I know, doesn't it look crazy? But it's
ridiculous.
Yeah, when you think about it, yeah, that's nuts.
Here, look at mine.
Yeah,
I'll show you. Look, ready?
Just-
No, it's OnlyFans time. Like, we're seeing a lot more than we want to see.
Whoa.
Look at those feet.
Those feet. Look at her.
Hey, show those one more time,
She's
Autumn.
such a hillbilly.
Zoom
Look at
in
her.
on the scab.
Look at her.
She's Logan. She's the pride of Loganville.
Look at her. Hey, y'all.
What? Ain't nothing wrong with not wearing shoes in the house. What you're bringing all your garbage stuff into your own house?
Yeah, I know that. Speaking of being on the wrong side of history, I know I'm on the wrong side of history of that because I refuse to take off my shoes when I walk around my house. But I do
That's
see why
crazy.
people do it because you're bringing in all the stuff from outside.
Yeah.
But I
You're
don't
walking
want
around Target bathrooms with like doo-doo on the floor, and you bring that right into your couch.
What Target are you going to?
First of all, I have never gone to a bathroom at a Target ever. I live my life in such a way that if I'm making a
where you
run
never
to
go
Target,
ever anywhere.
well, I mean, if I'm making a run to Target, I'm not going to have to, I got to drop a deuce while I'm here. I plan my life.
There
for
is
heaven's
science,
sakes.
though. There apparently, when people shop, there is a science to it that says that it naturally makes you need to go number 2 when you're
Really?
shopping. Yes.
Right, probably because you're being pitched so much crap.
Your body can't
It's
absorb
just
it all.
associative. It's just associative.
It's like, gotta get rid of it.
I'm over. Look,
New crap in, old crap out.
If we're gonna make room for this, if you're gonna actually buy all of this stuff for all this money, none of which you need, then we're gonna have to make some room. What are you snorting over there?
I thought that was
doing
funny.
cocaine? Is that what you're doing over there?
He's being George Stein.
Actually, if you have to go take a dump, I would recommend a Walmart.
I don't know that I've ever. One time I went to the bathroom at a Sears, but that was
So 30 years ago, you used a bathroom at a store?
Yes, because
Was it a discount
we were
center?
in California, and me
Was
and
it
my
scratch and
buddy,
dent?
Yeah.
me and my buddy were camping, and we were out, and I didn't want to use any facilities out there, and we changed campgrounds in the middle of the day, and I spotted a mall. I was like, hey, stop there, and I went and took care of my business at a Sears, but that was an emergency. I had no,
You
I had no
really
bathroom.
okay, maybe not to do at the Target, but little, whatever's on the floor of the bathroom that if you
Yeah.
wouldn't put your hand on it,
Yeah.
you wouldn't put your hand on the floor of a bathroom. Just like I don't want to bring the bottom of my shoe into my house.
This is why I don't shop.
Germs.
I do everything online now.
Everyone thinks I'm a murderer.
I give all of my money to tech bro billionaires who hate me, who absolutely hate me. Speaking of, well, yes.
I just want to say something really quickly. I need some random assortment of things. And I have items in my Amazon shopping cart.
You just don't want to give it to that damn that
all in
oligarch.
It's so easy though, Autumn. You just really
I know
click
that's
check
why
out.
I don't, but I haven't purchased it yet, and I'm trying to. Decide.
If you don't purchase, do you think so? Like he's not going to be able to buy another super yacht? What do you think is going to happen? No
Hey,
offense.
you know what? If you stand for nothing, then you'll fall for anything.
That's right. That's right. And what does that
So-
mean?
That means that look out if you have shoes that don't fit because you might fall down.
Or render unto Bezos.
And also, if you don't have shoes that fit, there are all those shoes in Northern England, which my
Unusually
understanding,
large.
yes, they are
Or
unusually
don't
large.
quit.
If
If the
does
shoe
not
don't fit?
if the shoe doesn't fit,
Don't quit. You must
you
have
must
quit.
You must have quit.
Amazon shopping.
Lauren Sanchez is going to know that those items are in your cart, Autumn, and if you don't purchase
Yeah.
them, she's going to tell Jeff.
Yeah, she's going to tell on
She's
you.
like, can you believe this? Can you believe this?
It's, Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez. I was thinking about their just deliciously wonderful wedding.
You're jealous,
But,
right?
Oh, absolutely.
Deliciously
Yeah, I want to live that ridiculously stupid life. Absolutely. Going seeing like the pictures and stuff that came from the wedding. This is the thing with these two. The way they made themselves up for the wedding and the ride on the water and everything. Far away, they look great, but the closer the pictures are, the weirder they look. And when you get really close, they both look super weird. Now, she at one point was back in her day,
30 years ago,
she was quite
She was naturally
naturally beautiful woman.
Yes.
And what happened is she's one of these women who is naturally beautiful that age came along and said, oh, yeah, by the way, we're going to play the same game with you that we have with every other human who's ever lived. And she's like, well, I got a little bit of money, so I'm going to fight you. And so it's just so her stuff is just, we've seen it on countless Real Housewives and, whatever, this crazy, they look in the mirror, they see a clown face and, well, at least there isn't a wrinkle and they're happy, whatever kind of psychological defect that is. He, on the other hand, is a super weird looking dude.
He has that weird eye.
Well, that's why he's always wearing sunglasses now, because he wants to.
I don't know about his eye. What's wrong with his eye?
Well, it's not all that. It's all that. It looks like one of his eyes are smaller than the other, but in reality, one of his lids droops further than the other. That's what it is. So he's always wearing sunglasses. But if you go back and find when he started Amazon, he was a bit of a nerdy looking dude. And now, I don't know if he hits the gym 3 times or 5 times a day, but like the guns are all out there. And obviously there's steroids involved here. But it really kind of puts in relief, the way that it really is. It's like the difference between image and reality. Image is the shots that are taken of them from the not the shore, but whatever you call it, the walk there in Venice as they're going by. The reality is any shots that were taken on the boat right up close to him. She looks like a clown from outer space. And he looks like a in the future, like if you got to figure some Terminators got rejected, they weren't quite. he's not a fully cooked Terminator.
I'll stay here.
Yes.
But at least they love each other, Eric. That's the
no,
important
it's all
thing.
about love.
They love each other.
It's all about love, and they're not into showing off their wealth, which is what I like about it. They're humble,
modest.
good, modest, humble people. Alex Williams says there are 2 travel advisories on 285 in DeKalb.
In the exact same place, too, Eric. First one's 285 westbound, the inner loop at I-675, exit 52. That long-standing police activity still in 2 right lanes, 2 left lanes are open. And part of that police activity even stretches back toward I-20, where they're in a left lane, 285 south, right at I-20. If you want to avoid the big jam heading toward the airport, take 20 west toward the downtown connector. Other travel advisories, 2 left lanes knocked out, 285 eastbound, the outer loop at 675, slow in the ride before Jonesboro Road. Elsewhere, 285 southbound, the outer loop over on the west side around the airport. You're seeing some brake lights starting just right at Camp Creek Parkway, exit 2, trying to get down to those I-85 interchanges. How's the ride on I-75, 575 northwest of town, Andrew Seco?
Got brake lights either direction. Alex 75 north and southbound packed in between 575 down towards 285, and we're seeing a big jam here on Highway 41. Got traffic light issues. They're on the blink, Highway 41 at MacDobbs Road. Treat that as a 4-way stop. You may just want to use 75 as a quick fast track. From the Cool Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you.
The FAA says the flight crew was reporting possible smoke in the flight deck.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
Beef prices are going up.
Your 24/7 news source.
They had no ties to a gang, but they were killed by
When
them.
you need the story, all you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Not everything in life comes with a guarantee, but for premium local farm fresh sod that comes with a 1-year guarantee, family owned and operated, NG Turf is the only grower to consider. NG Turf sells direct to homeowners. Get your sod from a certified turf professional at ngturf.com.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. People often ask me why our mattresses last so long. The answer is simple. We build them right. Not only are OMF mattresses durable, they give you peace of mind from day one. When you invest in a mattress from OMF, you're investing in better sleep tonight and smart savings for years to come. No more frequent replacements, no more wasted time shopping. To learn more about the true value of durability, visit originalmattress.com and read our latest blog on getting the most from your mattress investment.
At the Original Mattress Factory, we know that convenience is key. That's why we've made mattress shopping simple and stress-free. Shop in-store or online, whatever works best for you. No high-pressure sales tactics or fake promotions. Our prices are clearly marked, and we openly compare our products to other brands. With our streamlined selection, you won't be overwhelmed by duplicate options, and our 365-day comfort policy provides for peace of mind. Experience the ease of buying factory direct. Visit OMF today for better sleep tonight.
Is that knee, hip, or shoulder pain just not getting any better? Are you stuck in a cycle of steroid shots and now they're talking surgery? Before you go down that road, hit pause for a second. Hey, it's Mark Airman. I want to tell you about something that helped a lot of people get their lives back without more meds and without going under the knife. It's QC Kinetics, leaders in regenerative medicine using treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. No more masking the pain. This goes right to the root of the problem. Their cellular treatments contain growth factors and healing properties to maximize your own body's ability to heal itself. And this is critical. 92% of patients report satisfaction with the results. That's not just a number. It's peace of mind that you're exploring something that's truly working for people just like you. Real results that let you move easier and live better. Call QC Kinetics today, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026.
You know you want a luxurious deck, but you're feeling overwhelmed with so many options. It's enough to make your head spin. Hi, I'm Scott Nelson, owner of Nelson Exteriors. Maybe you know exactly what your dream deck looks like. We can build that. If not, we offer design help and expert guidance to create a beautiful, high-quality deck that you'll enjoy every day. Decks done differently, decks done right, with exceptional customer service at a reasonable price. Get your free estimate, Google Nelson Exteriors.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1, how much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2, if you see "Get a phone on us," get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3, check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
It makes one wonder, in fact, if there's any such thing as usually large shoes. I've never heard anybody ever use that. We found some 2,000-year-old usually large shoes. I guess it would just be large, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If it's usual. All right. Thought I might spark some discussion with that. I guess not. No, it's all right. No, don't patronize me.
Why don't you put in a bid to buy these shoes?
I think they're archaeological dig finds. They go to, royalty and such.
These belong
in a museum.
That's right. They belong in a museum.
Get some stitches. Stitch them up. Rock them to work.
You know what museum they belong in?
Which one?
The Unusually Large Shoe Museum.
That is in Dayton.
Right by the aviation thing.
And Myrtle Beach.
Well, no, that's a
Ripley's.
further. Right, exactly. Do you want them in Myrtle Beach or do you want them in Dayton? Make up your mind.
One shoe in one spot. One in Myrtle Beach.
There are 8 unusually large shoes.
Oh, perfect. We put one in Chattanooga, too.
So, like the remains of our loved ones, we can spread them all around the country and the world.
I don't think we should separate them.
Why?
I
Are
think
they
that's
friends?
cruel.
Are they related? They're just shoes.
Yeah,
Yes,
well.
but I wouldn't. I don't want to separate. I think that they
Yeah.
do have some sort of connection over the.
What a bleeding heart liberal.
I know. I'm
She
so
is
sick and
damn
tired of these
right.
types. She's all woke.
Commie mommy.
That's right.
She
She's a
is.
commie mommy. She's woke.
Yep.
I'll tell you what happened.
separate the shoes.
The shoes will do fine in their new homes. As long as they're with new owners who have an appreciation for unusually large shoes. You don't want to send them to a home where people do not like shoes that are larger than a certain, like an 8.
God, what do you think they smell like?
They're 2,000 years old.
Oh, that's good.
All right, we're done talking about unusually large shoes.
Aw.
Although it is the name of today's show, Unusually Large Shoes. I could talk about them for the next 2 hours, but I'm smart enough as a professional radio host to know we need to move on. And we will do that. Bill Crane's coming up next. Well, yes.
No phone lines for the unusually large shoes?
I would like to open up the phones and ask people to call in and let me know the most.
husband has unusually large shoes.
What-
Very
what-
small.
What are the most unusually large shoes you've ever seen? 404 radio ... Alex Williams says 400 is slowing through Sandy Springs.
Yeah, we're watching that, Eric. 400 northbound, brake lights finding you at 285. It's going to improve by the time you get to Northridge, exit 6 there in Sandy Springs, but then on and off the brakes a little in both directions, where we've also had a little bit of rain between Roswell and Alpharetta. 75 northbound, as we've been tracking as well, where we've also seen some rain on and off the brakes between Marietta and Kennesaw. 575 north, definitely been seeing some wet pavement, and that's causing some volume into and out of Woodstock. Traffic lights still flashing red. Highway 41 at MacDobbs Road. Make sure you treat that as a 4-way stop. Still watching 2 travel advisories on the south side perimeter, Andrew Seco.
First one, this long-standing police activity in the right lanes, 285 westbound. The inner loop at 675 are slow all the way back towards I-20 and right over the wall. Crash in the left lanes, 285 eastbound right there at exit 52. So all the way back to the airport, you may just want to use I-20 either direction to get where you're going on time. From the Cool Lake Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Now you can save time and make the most money and eliminate all hassles this summer. Hey, Sean Hannity, Mark Spain Real Estate can sell your home with the strongest all-cash offer in the industry and help you move on your timeline. With over 67,000 satisfied clients, you can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast. Go to markspain.com and start packing.
You've worked hard to make your home energy efficient, but did you think about your garage door? It's the largest opening in your house. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of all Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. This summer, save money on your energy bills and replace your old door with a beautiful, energy-efficient garage door. We offer affordable prices on a huge selection of styles, colors, and custom features. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
It's Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I've got something important to talk to you about, your 401k. If you have changed jobs, there are two very important considerations. You don't want to leave your 401k behind, and you don't want to roll it over into your new company plan without consulting Trajan Wealth first. 401ks will often have limited investments or age-based options. Since companies have to make choices to suit all employees, they may not be suited to you, which could cost you fees and money. When you roll over your 401k into an IRA, you not only keep your money growing tax deferred, but you also gain access to a world of investment options specifically designed for you. Trajan Wealth and our fiduciary advisors have helped thousands, and we can do the same for you. Call 404-390-4000. That's 404-390-4000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor.
You know, I've had listeners, coworkers, friends come up and ask me, hey, Aram, what makes advanced hair restoration different? Well, allow me to share, along with some details on, get this, their once-a-year summer savings event. First off, Advanced Hair stands by the results, and their before and afters are second to none. With Advanced Hair, your own natural hair guaranteed to grow. Secondly, Advanced Hair combines top-rated physicians with modern technology, creating a concierge-quality experience that's hard to find elsewhere. Finally, Advanced Hair's Advanced FUE begins regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. Quick, simple, and easy. Now, if you have a flexible schedule this summer and you've been waiting for the savings special opportunity, it's here, friends. Advanced Hair Summer Savings Event will get you the most hair for your dollar. It's their best offer ever. For details and to schedule your free consultation, call 770-660-HAIR. One-day treatment, life-changing results. Your new hair guaranteed to grow. 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
It's 5 o'clock. I'm Veronica Waters, WSB's top local story.
We have mountains of evidence.
Mountains of evidence, all pointing to a teenager as the accused murderer of her relatives in Carrollton back in February.
The murder of 41-year-old Kristen Brock and her husband James rocked the community southwest of Carrollton earlier this year. Now, more shocking news.
We can confirm that an arrest has been made in the case. Kristen Brock's 17-year-old daughter, Sarah Grace Patrick, has been taken into custody and charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault.
That's Carroll County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Ashley Halsey. She says the teen is being charged as an adult. More arrests and charges are possible as this investigation is still underway. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
It is 91 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta, with more pop-up showers ahead for this evening. How wet or dry will it be this weekend? WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. A pit maneuver stops an armed suspect who led 4 police agencies on a chase through DeKalb County.
DeKalb County Police responded to the 4000 block of Memorial Drive around 1:20 p.m. this afternoon after receiving a call that a man was flashing a gun and threatening people in the parking lot of a McDonald's.
DeKalb Police spokesman Blaine Clark tells us the suspect pulled a gun on responding officers, and the officer responded with her gun drawn. The suspect then took off in what police determined later to be a stolen car, hitting multiple vehicles in the process. 41 minutes. That's how long Cobb County Police say 2 little kids were left in a car recently. Temperatures were in the 80s outside, but listen in to see just how hot it was for these crying kids.
Cobb County Police released 911 audio from witnesses credited with reporting the youngsters locked in a car outside Cumberland Mall.
You're okay. The little girl looks maybe about a year, and the little boy looks maybe about 2.
Police also released body cam footage as officers smash a car window to rescue the children.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. Oh, you're hot.
Yeah, officers estimate it was 117 degrees in the car. The kids had been in there for about 40 minutes. The children's father is charged with second-degree cruelty to children. Cheryl Castro, 95.5 WSB.
The group Rights for Girls is taking its message against sex trafficking to billboards appearing on I-75 near Truist Park as All-Star Week approaches.
In the lineup, the sex buyer, targeted by those fighting sex trafficking.
The goal is really to shine a light on the often invisible role of the sex buyer.
The group's Yasmin Vafa says the billboards will be baseball themed.
Sex buying is a serious error. buying sex is a dangerous play.
Fafa says victims have thanked them for past billboards, such as those placed here during March Madness. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott delivers distressing news today, saying dozens are still missing after catastrophic flooding there in hard-hit Kerrville. Abbott says priority number one is rescue and recovery since the floods hit 4 days ago.
Just in the Kerr County area alone, there are 161 people who are known to be missing. And again, that comes from combined law enforcement efforts, 161 known people who are missing.
The flash floods erupted before daybreak Friday following very heavy rainfall, which sent water speeding down hills into the Guadalupe River. That caused it to rise 26 feet in less than an hour. The USDA secretary says the government's taking steps to ensure America's farmland stays in American hands. The secretary says the U.S. is now going to move to ban sales of farmland to farmers tied to China and any other foreign adversaries. It's now 5:04, and the Von Haessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. But right now, it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Alex Williams, start off our triple team traffic.
Travel advisory. 2 travel advisories continue. Southside perimeter. Police investigation from that earlier police chase. 285 westbound, the inner loop I-675, exit 52. That's in 2 right lanes. On the other side of the wall, on 285 eastbound, the outer loop, you got to crash in 2 right lanes. So I-20, a good way to avoid that. Speaking of I-20 westbound, it is a little slow as you make your way through Lithonia, but eastbound seeing more of that delay through the work zone from 285 out to Panola Road. And on the West Freeway, 20 westbound on and off the brakes the whole way, starting in West Atlanta, right around Lowry Boulevard, out into Lithia Springs. How's the ride to the southern suburbs, Andrew Seco?
Watching the brake lights leaving Locust Grove through McDonough, 75 northbound. You're slowing and going, leaving Highway 155 up towards Jodico Road, exit 222. Little stoppage leaving 285 onto 85 proper. Then it breaks free. Smooth ride on your way down to Union City and Fairburn. From the Cool Red Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now it's time for Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly cloudy this evening with a few hit-or-miss rain showers and thunderstorms rolling through. Those will fizzle out after midnight. Temperatures tomorrow morning in the mid-70s. Through the afternoon, heating up into the mid-90s with a few more scattered pop-up showers and thunderstorms for Wednesday. Thursday, scattered storms with a high of 92. Friday, partly to mostly cloudy with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. Scattered storms remain in the forecast for Saturday.
Right now it's 92 degrees in Stockbridge, 90 degrees in East Point, and 91 in Midtown Atlanta at 5:05. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now, where we're all wondering in the back of our minds at exactly what size is a shoe considered large, let alone unusually large. Now, where do you go from small, medium? What is the first size of a shoe that is considered to be a large shoe size?
13.
My guess is 11.
No, 11's normal. 13.
13.
Clown
Depends
feet.
on the era.
All right, Bill Crane saying 13. It depends on the era.
Yes.
Autumn, who doesn't want to hear about who would win Super Bowls between the Steelers and the Patriots. She says it depends upon the era.
Yeah.
Right, Autumn?
I don't get that.
Well, one won a bunch of them in the 70s, and then one won a bunch of them in the 2000s. So different eras. I was trying to make you seem cool to everybody. You really screwed that up.
Well, I don't want to say
Good job, Ronald McDonald has big feet.
He certainly does.
So does Shaq, size 22.
Yeah, Shaq has really large feet. Did you hear about the unusually large shoes that they found at, is it Hadrian's Wall or Hadrian's Wall? Hadrian's Wall?
I did not.
Well, they found 8 unusually large shoes, as they say, around the wall there, and they don't know.
Having a sale.
Someone was having a sale, but it was it turns out that what was considered giant 2,000 years ago is my shoe size. So if
That says a lot.
It does. I was born in the wrong time.
There are other things tied to shoe size.
Oh well, you'll have to ask Mrs. Haessler about
that.
that.
I know, but Autumn can tell you about she was telling you about the forearm length.
It is the well, look, we can all start comparing all kinds of objects and parts of our body later, but we got things to do right now because it is time for the Bill Crane brain drain. Let the Bill Crane brain drain begin.
Ew.
And hey, Autumn, will you stop with your editorializing?
Sorry. Well, that was gross. That sucking, slurping was.
What
We're in the slurping era, Autumn. Come
yeah,
on now.
excuse me. This is the era of slurping.
That's right.
7-Eleven started it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's all corporate, but we're all.
They're owned by Blackstone, right?
It's Slurp Day.
Hey, did you know that his dock at Lake Lanier was taken over by Blackstone?
I
Jared
know.
Yamamoto's dock
I felt so
at
bad.
Lake Lanier has been taken over by Blackstone.
I went.
Then Lake Lanier Islands or somewhere else?
No, I'm at. I guess I'll make sure it remains nameless. I'm at the dock just north of Lanier Islands.
Yeah, it's difficult to find that.
And when I
Way
went
to
there,
go.
they had this poor little 19-year-old girl that was telling me about the benefits of Blackstone buying them. It's like, have you not noticed all the concrete and all the new
Is that the
paved roads?
construction company or is it Blackstone?
No, it's
Blackstone owns
Blackstone, but I'm assuming they must be having a few of their executives buying houses on the lake, and that's the reason they bought the dock.
I would assume.
Not exactly a core industry for a hedge fund.
When you're Blackstone, BlackRock, any of this, what you first thing is say, listen, we do not want to have to mingle with the riffraff.
Yeah.
So
Put
they're
up a
gonna
fence.
They put up a fence. Oh, we got a lot of people with houses there. Listen, we'll take over the docks. We'll make sure you don't have to deal with any, true
And I bet
Georgians.
the 19-year-old was cute.
Again, she kept touting the benefits. She's like, have you not noticed all the improvements? We have new
She probably got a buck an hour
RFIDs.
raise.
Yeah,
Maybe
probably-
$2.
or she's worried about the fact that maybe they send people to do secret shopping type of thing. You constantly have to be extolling the wonderful. These docks have never been the same. I think Blackstone and BlackRock, they should just have the world up. Half owned. BlackRock owns half the world. Blackstone owns the other half. I think, let's
What
just
does
pretend
Vanguard own?
they're run by brothers. I don't know. I'm just going to make that up. And they're just a competition. All right, in the Bill Crane brain train, we'll start with your one man's opinion.
Yes, sir.
Divided we fall. And this came out just yesterday. So you're lamenting, we've been talking about this for a while, which is we remember a country where people could vote very...
Less tribal.
But, I mean, you could really disagree in a debate.
Yeah, not leave angry and not be at a cookout and stop speaking to each other and stuff like that.
Yeah, and everybody, basically, if you disagree with people now, they believe that you're on the side of the devil.
Yeah,
and
you're
so
the enemy.
you're the enemy and you're dangerous, and so therefore, why would I platform you?
Can't have your children around you, blah, 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 blah. Can't
Right.
have you over to the house. Yeah.
Now, it's interesting that I guess on a July 4th is a time to be thinking about something like that over the weekend. You've been noticing it more probably because you've been doing on media, been doing political analysis over the years, so you can see how it's been changing all
Just
along.
how the people approach me with questions has changed.
In what sense?
They always want to know what side I'm on. They always
Right.
want me to be on their side. If I take an issue and I'm not taking a partisan position, I just explain, let's say, like immigration or tariffs, and start trying to break it down. If I don't speak the dogma of one party or the other, it's like, no, I saw on this YouTube or this TikTok video, and I'm like, let me just finish. You asked me the question, and I'll try to finish up. And then oftentimes, increasingly, if I say anything that's perceived as hostile or critical of the Trump administration, it's like, man, how long have you had Trump derangement syndrome?
Right. Yeah. Anything,
and
even the
conversation
slightest. Yeah.
ends, or man, I'm not inviting you next year, kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, well,
Yeah, that's the way
this
that
was
it
good.
is.
Glad to be here.
Well,
Can I get a to-go box?
Yeah,
And
I'm going to go to the Blackstock dock.
Yeah. And the same thing is done, on the left. They end friendships. If you were analyzing something and to them it seemed like, well, is he endorsing something that Trump did? Or, hey, he's not condemning 100% every single thing Donald Trump does. He must be part of the problem. It really has, but that's the country we've been sort of, I think social media did this to the world.
It helped. I mean, it pushed buttons. It allowed us all to kind of, there is no Uncle Walter Cronkite. There is no Roger Mudd at CBS. There's no central place where most of us go to kind of get what's going on today. Newspapers, some are more reliable than others. I still think local media plays a big role, positive role, but people are in camps. And it's sort of like the SEC. I'm a Tennessee fan or I'm a Georgia fan.
Yeah.
And
that's a problem in politics.
Yeah, and
it's not a problem. It's not a problem when when you know that your team won because the ref made the wrong call and you're happy about it because it's a game. So it doesn't really matter. But when with politics,
we have to have a budget eventually. We have to pass laws eventually, and so you got to.
And you shouldn't want to see your side win on some kind of like technicality or some analogous thing to a ref made a wrong call. If you just have a favorite team, who cares? The ref made a wrong call. We won. But in politics and policy, you don't want to bring that with you. You do want to have some degree of objectivity and
as well
logic.
As be able to understand other perspectives. Just simply, I've got a lot of affluent friends who would probably be at that dock with Jared, and they do not understand the need for Medicaid. They're like, these work requirements, blah, 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 blah. Like, I understand, particularly for able-bodied single adults who don't have children, putting a requirement in place. But erasing coverage if you don't meet the requirement, if you're a single mother with 3 children, it's a very different setup. And SNAP food benefits, it's just the impact.
Now, that used to be food stamps, right?
It is still food stamps.
Okay,
They
all right.
call it SNAP now.
Right.
It's the name of the program, just like they call welfare TAMP, Temporary Assistance for Needy Families. The programs are still there. The safety net is real. There are people trying to get a job, trying to get a house, trying to find an affordable apartment. And it boggles my mind at times that some of these folks just either they're not exposed to it or they just want to say it doesn't exist. Or if it does exist, it's the welfare mother in the line behind them at the grocery store 30 years ago with the paper food stamps who bought cigarettes.
Yeah.
They can't do that anymore.
See, it seems to me that these used to be arguments that were viable, that
Like
we would
the
have
welfare
about
Cadillac mom.
and things like that. But when you've got a middle class that is being eviscerated by the elite in this country that are running all of the finances, I say, well, we're nowhere near the stability to be able to have a conversation like that. We're not talking about, the economy's being run properly, and so every able-bodied person ought to be out there, blah, 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 blah. We're talking about, I'm sorry to bring it up this way, but the people at the very top, their business model is go to war with the middle class, it appears. And so we end up in a total different situation. And I'm beginning to understand people in the middle or the lower end of the middle who are just basically going, hey, they're gaming the system.
The anger.
Yeah, they're gaming the system. So what's wrong with me? I have to be Mr. Efficient and whatever. You're taking your tax loopholes. You're putting your headquarters somewhere else so that So I'm playing a little game and I'm getting a little tax money back. I don't think it's a good thing for either of those situations to be going on, but I can understand
more
it.
than 50% of the general public receive some type of assistance from our federal government, and that's a tipping point when you start talking about taking away any benefits. No matter what they are, people are upset.
Yeah, I understand that, and I understand that we want things to be efficient. I just don't, after the first, how long has this administration been going on now? 3 years? The
We're
confidence.
almost at the 6-month mark.
I had, when I saw Doge going in there, I'm like, this is different. Okay, it's going to be scandal. Now we're a few months later, and Trump hates the person who was, and they're yelling at each other and calling each other frauds. And do Trump and Elon and any of these people realize change takes time? You got to have a plan.
Real
you have
change is incremental, not fundamental.
But you got to have one idea, and you've got to be able to stick to it for a year, 2, 3 years as you run it down. You can't just wake up one day mad at the other guy and go, okay, well, what was Doge all about? What was Doge all about? What did we get out of Doge?
It still exists. I think on book, now they all haven't been implemented, about $1 trillion in cuts were recommended, and about $750 billion in cuts were made in terms of progress.
In this big, beautiful bill?
Yeah. But most of them were in payroll cuts, downsizing agencies, eliminating agencies. And the discretionary part of the federal budget is only about 21%. So if you cut all of that, if you eliminated all of it, and there's national parks and lots, $1.7 trillion in a $9 trillion budget.
Yeah, and the
drivers are the social programs. The drivers are
absolutely,
the transfer.
and you can't touch those. And if you do touch those, you have to do it with class and nuance.
Again, over time.
You cannot, and over time. You cannot go in there and just start breaking things all over the place.
I mean, Trump's not known for class or nuance.
Sorry, Autumn.
Speak for yourself.
That may be true, but there's an awful lot of people around. I'm just saying, if I was ever president, the most important thing with me is 4 years later I walk out and I was effective. I'm not going to get everything done, but 4 years later when I walk out, people will say the reasons that he was elected, he definitely worked hard on. Well, you cannot approach and attack 9,325 problems at the same time, all in the most extreme language possible, and expect to have any success. Hey, MAGA, does it feel good? Is it feeling cathartic for you? Fantastic.
35%.
Talk to me in 5 years. Talk to me in 5 years when Gavin Newsom is the president and he's used there were
Great
no
hair and
laws.
teeth.
Yeah, there were great
He's
hair.
in South
great
Carolina
teeth.
today.
You know, so he's going to use exactly the same executive orders, and we're going to be back to the other sides. So now trans athletes can, and it's just going to go back and forth with no laws, with no actual permanence. You have to, which means no stability.
Think about how an economy that goes in the dump because large businesses, some of whom you're not happy with, have to be able to have some consistency to plan.
Yes, that's fine, but they own the entire world now, so I really don't think you're not going to get me big business. I don't.
I mean, look at the tariffs. I think tariffs on two of our strongest trade allies, Japan and South Korea, 25% going into effect August 1st. We have in Georgia, there are two of our largest trading partners, and the most automobiles coming from Honda, Hyundai, Kia, come in the port of Brunswick. They won't be sending as many cars because the dealers won't be buying as many cars if they're 25% more on the wholesale.
Yeah, but it feels good, Bill. Feels good. We're finally standing up. That's the whole premise here. Is it feels good.
But those companies have built plants here. So Kia has a plant here.
Hold on, we got to take a break because we're like 2 minutes behind. Alex Williams says it's a slow ride through downtown.
Yeah, stacked up this afternoon, Eric, starting southbound from the 85-400 merge. Going to take you about 24 minutes to go from there all the way down to I-20 with southbound delays starting at Howell Mill, Northside Drive. 75-85 northbound, you're on the brake light battle from University Avenue. Not going to break free till you get up to 10th Street in Midtown. It's been a rough ride all afternoon around 285, Andrew Seco.
Rough ride indeed, Alex. First, our long-standing police activity remains in those right lanes. 285 west, the inner loop at 675, exit 52, right over the wall. Second travel advisory with a crash in the left lane, right there in the same spot. And now by the home of the Braves, got a crash in at least one right lane. Here already seeing the brake lights as you leave I-75 or on 285 west, the outer loop at Cobb Parkway, exit 19. This report sponsored by Stone Mountain Park. Visit Stone Mountain Park and enjoy attractions like the Sky Ride and Dinosaurs Explore, plus catch the Music Across America drone and light show. Get your tickets at stonemountainpark.com. From the Cool Lake Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
What would you do with $1,000 this summer?
Hotel, pool, week at the beach, cabin in the woods.
Whatever you want to do this summer,
WSB has $1,000 to make it happen.
$1,000 Thursdays gives you the chance to win $1,000 every hour between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or on the WSB app within that hour.
You could win $1,000. Get all the info at WSBradio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays this Thursday.
95.5 WSB, where Atlanta wins.
Is your old garage door a real clunker? Overhead Door Company of Atlanta is paying cash for your clunkers now. They'll haul away your old garage door and give you instant credit towards the new insulated doors. $200 for the first garage door and $100 for each additional door. Get $200 cash for your old entry door too. It's cashed for clunkers now at Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Convenient, free, in-home estimates. Schedule online at overheaddooratlanta.com or call 404 USA Door.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with lower prices on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Save on select bags of Doritos, Cheetos, or Tostitos. Mix and match your favorite flavors and buy 2, get 3 free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Is that knee, hip, or shoulder pain just not getting any better? Are you stuck in a cycle of steroid shots and now they're talking surgery? Before you go down that road, hit pause for a second. Hey, it's Mark Ehrman. I want to tell you about something that helped a lot of people get their lives back without more meds and without going under the knife. It's QC Kinetics, leaders in regenerative medicine using treatments like advanced cellular therapy and platelet-rich plasma, all designed to actually help your body heal itself. No more masking the pain. This goes right to the root of the problem. Their cellular treatments contain growth factors and healing properties to maximize your own body's ability to heal itself. And this is critical. 92% of patients report satisfaction with the results. That's not just a number. It's peace of mind that you're exploring something that's truly working for people just like you. Real results that let you move easier and live better. Call QC Kinetics today, 770-285-8026. That's 770-285-8026.
If you're seeing cracks in the walls upstairs, downstairs, or outside, maybe even a door not closing, call the Foundation Repair Specialist. Hi, it's Mark Beckham here with Atlanta Ramjack, and we are your leading foundation repair experts. Set up your free estimate right now at atlantaramjack.com.
Mosquitoes are disgusting little germ factories that sometimes carry viruses. Better call Breda to beat mosquitoes and protect your pets and family.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
It's summer in Georgia, pool days, backyard barbecues, and that sweltering southern heat. You know, the inside of your home shouldn't feel like a sauna. Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling, Plumbing and Electrical. You can turn your house into the ultimate cool escape with Coolray. Right now, get up to $2,250 in rebates plus free attic installation when you upgrade your HVAC to a complete Carrier system. Proper installation is like a sidekick for your HVAC, keeping cool air in and hot air out. And don't forget your plumbing this summer. For a limited time, get a $99 water heater flush to ensure your hot water stays running all summer long. No surprises during those morning showers. From cool comfort to smooth flowing plumbing, trust the Coolray team that's kept Georgia homes running for decades. Simply visit Coolray.com today to schedule your appointment. Coolray and Carrier. Turn to the experts.
Well, we have very little time here, so we'll get to more Bill Crane on the other side. Although, Bill, I've noticed, this is a bad day politically for Eric Von Haessler, because anytime the neocons have a good day, that means inversely bad day for Eric Von Haessler.
What do you say, Lindsay?
Well, yeah, he's a big day because the neocons are just beside themselves because Trump's going to start giving more weapons to Ukraine.
It's like I took a Viagra and it won't go away. By the way, do you know how I can get a hold of that guy with the big feet?
It's not a guy. It's some people from
8
2000.
guys? Even better.
Yeah, well, probably 4 with 2 feet apiece. I think it'd be something like that.
More feet, the merrier.
You love seeing those missiles go.
I love missiles, feet, you name it.
I find it interesting with the neocons is nobody's talking about victory anymore. This is the neocon plan. This war with Russia has to last a long time.
Well, remember Reagan insult and getting the wall to come down. Russia was tied up in Afghanistan for 20 years.
That's what these neocons have a nostalgia
Draining
about that
resource.
time, and that's why the whole Ukraine thing got going, was because they wanted to give a second Afghanistan and bog down Russia. It's not working, but it's interesting that the neocons aren't even talking about victory anymore. Here's our plan. The war has to continue for a very, very long time, and we're happy. And so are our buddies at Raytheon. Alex Williams says it's a rough ride on the south side of 285.
Yeah, all lanes being held right now, Eric. 285 eastbound, the outer loop at I-675 to try to clear up this crash. It's been in 2 left lanes. You're slow leaving Jonesboro Road. Westbound, no better. Police activity still in 2 right lanes. 285 west, the inner loop at I-675. Those brake lights stretch back to Flat Shoals. You can use I-20 as an alternate. Hadn't been much fun on I-75 northwest of town, Andrew Seco.
Looks like it may stay that way for a little bit, too. 75 north and southbound really packed in here. The brake lights are jamming you from 575 down towards 285, and a little bit of trouble in the right lane, 285 west, the outer loop. Got a crash right there at Cobb Parkway, exit number 19. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on any age, system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Y'all, there's a way for you to beat tariffs and still get that new kitchen you want. You Google Frugal Kitchens. Right now, you book an appointment with Frugal Kitchens. They're going to give you the Frugal Price Lock, where you're going to be able to get your kitchen remodeled with Frugal Kitchens for a great price with $1 million look, and you'll lock in pre-tariff pricing. Google Frugal Kitchens today, book your appointment this month, and you'll save big and increase the value of your home with that kitchen you've been wanting. Google Frugal Kitchens today.
I'm Brian Parks, head of commercial banking in Atlanta for Ameris Bank. I've been in banking for over 30 years, and my team and I know that businesses have the best results when they work with local bankers who know the Atlanta market. Bankers who will work to understand your business operations and bring good ideas to the table. At Ameris Bank, we do that. I invite you to reach out so we can start a conversation. Visit amerisbank.com/yourbusiness or a local branch near you. Ameris Bank, fiercely yours, member FDIC.
Atlanta DIY landlords, listen up. If you're exhausted from managing your rental properties all by yourself, my friends at Renters Warehouse Atlanta offering a 90-day test drive. Hire Renters Warehouse to manage your rental property for a low flat monthly fee as low as $115. If you're not satisfied at any time in the first 3 months, you can fire them. Get your management fees back. What do you get for that low flat monthly fee? A dedicated property management team, maintenance coordination, move in and move out property condition reports, advanced tenant screening with a 9-month tenant warranty, professional photography and videography, lease renewal processing and negotiations, online rent collection, monthly owner cash flow statements, and more. Renters Warehouse, so confident you'll love their service, they want an addition for your business. Choice is yours. Keep DIYing or see how Renters Warehouse can make your life easier. Start your 90-day test drive today. Go to rwatlanta.com or call 404-662-2322, 404-662-2322.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LIKE to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LIKE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LIKE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 5:30. I'm Veronica Waters. The news this half hour brought to you by Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Our top story, a 17-year-old girl is under arrest tonight, charged with the February murders of her mother and stepfather. Carroll County Sheriff's deputies found Kristen and James Brock shot to death inside their home. Sheriff spokeswoman Ashley Halsey says Sarah Patrick's motive here is unclear.
We don't know what goes through the mind of a child who wants to harm their parents. So that I can't answer right now, but it is a very horrific and sad case.
Halsey says they have mountains of evidence against Patrick, who is now 17. She was 16 at the time of the fatal shootings. Halsey says she's being charged as an adult, and the investigation continues as they say it's possible others could be involved. Cobb County commissioners hold their first of 3 public hearings on the proposed 2026 budget.
The county has managed to avoid a budget shortfall in the $1.3 billion proposal, which represents a $48 million increase over the 2025 spending plan. The measure includes raises for employees and keeps property taxes steady, something that this resident is happy about.
I will say thank you.
Commission Chairwoman Lisa Cupid says she knows this will be welcome news to property owners.
And everybody's experiencing economic hardship at this time.
A second hearing is set for July 16th with a final hearing and vote expected on July 22nd. In Cobb County, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
The death toll in Texas from the flooding stands at 109, but there are growing fears that the number could rise dramatically. Texas Governor Greg Abbott confirms there are 161 people still missing.
We have to find every single person who's missing, and that's job number one.
Abbott says the hearts of Texans are breaking every day because of the Central Texas floods. The Supreme Court clears the way for the Trump administration's mass layoffs of federal workers. Justices say they're not ruling on the legality of these firings, but say that a lower court was wrong to stop them. The mass firings come despite warnings that critical government services will be lost. The family of Minnesota State Senator John Hoffman says he's been released from a hospital intensive care unit and moved into a rehabilitation facility. to continue recovering from a politically motivated attack. 57-year-old Vance Belter allegedly shot Hoffman and his wife in the June 14th shooting spree, which authorities say targeted Democrats and figures with connections to the abortion rights movement. Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman, her husband, and the couple's golden retriever were killed in the attack at their home. Cobb County Police released new video of 2 kids being rescued from a hot car in Cobb County last month.
It's okay, baby. It's okay. Oh, you're hot.
The temperature in that car where the kids were buckled in was estimated to be 117 degrees on an 80-degree day. 2 Good Samaritans called 911 after spotting the crying kids alone in the car at Cumberland Mall. The father of the children is now charged with second-degree cruelty to children. The Trump administration and Congress holding a news conference about new attempts to cut down on foreign ownership of agriculture businesses and land, particularly targeting China and the Chinese Communist Party. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth.
As someone who's charged with leading the Defense Department, I want to know who owns the land around our bases and strategic bases, and getting an understanding of why foreign entities, foreign companies, foreign individuals might be buying up land around those bases.
The administration actually has a map showing land that's owned by Chinese nationals close to a couple dozen major military installations. The man serving a life sentence for killing Athens nursing student Laken Riley is going to be undergoing a mental evaluation at taxpayer expense.
It comes after an order from Judge Patrick Haggard, who convicted the undocumented migrant from Venezuela during a trial last fall. Defense attorneys are appealing that conviction. They argued that Ibarra has a congenital deficiency and was mentally incapable of preparing a defense when he agreed to a bench trial.
Mr. Ibarra, do you want to testify?
Señor Ibarra, ¿desea usted testificar? No, sir.
Prosecutors say there's no evidence that Ibarra was incompetent, but did not object to the evaluation. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
McDonald's is making some menu changes this week. The fast food chain started selling the Spicy McMuffin today. It's a breakfast sandwich, of course, featuring a spicy pepper sauce. Meanwhile, the snack wrap is expected to hit the menu Thursday. It's going to come in 2 flavors, spicy and Bill Crane's favorite, ranch. It is now time for live team coverage of your traffic and your weather. WSB Triple Team Traffic begins with Alex Williams.
And right now, Veronica, we're going to check the ride to the northern suburbs. 85 northbound, the brake lights grab you in the Dunwoody-Dorville area right at Chamblee-Tucker Road. For the ride up to Jimmy Carter Boulevard, exit 99. Secondary slow zone is from Sugarloaf Parkway up to 985 in Swanee with 316 eastbound. You're in the mix, too, with the brake lights leaving I-85 out to Lawrenceville. 400 northbound, pretty slow this afternoon from 285 up to Northridge Road, exit 6. Then jams up again in Alpharetta from Mansell Road. For the ride up to Windward Parkway, exit 11. And a few southbound delays as well between Alpharetta and Roswell. We've been monitoring several trouble spots along I-285, Andrew Seco.
Looks like we have better news on at least one of those. Those left lanes slowly starting to clear, but progress being made. 285 east, the outer loop at 675, exit 52. The crash starting to go away. Long-standing police activity remains in those right lanes right over the wall heading westbound right at the same exit, and we're still blocking that right lane by the home of the Braves. 285 west, the outer loop. Going to crash right there at Cobb Parkway, exit number 19. From the Cool Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Time now for Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast. Here's WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly cloudy this evening with a few hit-or-miss rain showers and thunderstorms rolling through. Those will fizzle out after midnight. Temperatures tomorrow morning in the mid-70s. Through the afternoon, heating up into the mid-90s with a few more scattered pop-up showers and thunderstorms for Wednesday. Thursday, scattered storms with a high of 92. Friday, partly to mostly cloudy with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. Scattered storms remain in the forecast for Saturday.
Right now, 85 degrees in Ackworth. It's 89 in Alpharetta, 91 on Peachtree Street in Midtown Atlanta at 5:36. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
You didn't choose to get in a wreck, but you can choose the best attorney to fight for you. Trust the guys I trust, the strong arm, John Foy and Associates. Hey, it's Smilin' Mark McKay. With personal injury attorneys, you have a lot of choices. Here's some of the reasons why I choose the strong arm. They treat you with compassion and respect. Their customer service is exceptional. They listen, communicate, and are genuine good people that don't charge you until they win. If I got in a wreck, this would be my first call. JohnFoy.com.
It's still the greatest form of advertising, word of mouth. If we could bottle it and sell it, we'd be rich. But we can't. That's what keeps it honest. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons. From garage doors to entry doors to windows, for every opening of your home, we've got you covered. Talk to your neighbors. Chances are we worked on their home. They'll tell you all about their 5-star experience with all 4 seasons. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Motorcycle riders are a different breed and they need a different type of attorney. SteelHorseLaw.com.
When someone's AC is on the fritz, drains are clogged, or wall outlets are sparking, Castile Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electrical never asks, how soon do you need it fixed? You know why? Because no one in recorded history has ever said, oh, take your time, just whenever you can get to it. We just assume how fast can you get here will always be the answer. So Castile will be there same day, and we won't leave until you're 100% satisfied. See? Sometimes it's good to assume. It gets your AC fixed fast. Book today at CastileAir.com.
If you need a new garage door, this could be your lucky day. Entries are open now for the $5,000 sweepstakes at Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. A winner will be chosen at random to receive $5,000 towards new garage doors, openers, or front entry doors of their choice. Deadline to enter is the end of the month to win the $5,000 sweepstakes with Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. You can't win if you don't enter. Enter now at OverheadDoorAtlanta.com. That's OverheadDoorAtlanta.com.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about, Tim Andrews.
You said you hate New Orleans, and I said, all right, Jared.
I was just joking around.
Homer.
I was just joking around because I knew that's how Jared is. Well,
I do hate Derek Carr for the ridiculous games that he won against my Falcons. He should not have won any of those games.
Nothing hurts more than when a quarterback doesn't have a very good run with their team, but during that run, they always beat your team.
Yeah. I want to say he has the same amount of wins and losses against the Falcons when the Falcons had superior teams.
Hey, listen. As a Bills fan, a few years ago, remember Urban Meyer was the coach of Jacksonville Jags? Yeah. They only won 2 games with him. The one was against us.
They killed him.
It was important. It was an important game.
Pre-playoff game.
So it hurts. It hurts. But I don't hate New Orleans.
You know what it is? I'm getting fed all of this content through Instagram and TikTok about how football's back. Come on, Jared, get into it. And I'm pushing back. I want to have a clean July of football.
Look, there's no reason to be following the NFL now.
It's college too. College and pro.
Well, college is slightly bit closer, but this is empty calories football content. It's all speculation. Will so and so have a comeback season? Well, I don't know. If he breaks his leg in the first quarter of the year, no. But we'll have to see. I love when people start the year. It all starts with no one's going to get injured. It's football. So the idea that just because I'll tell you they're stacked. Yeah, well, if half the team goes down in injuries, it's not going to matter. So anyway, we got Bill Crane here. We're draining the brain. What do you got for us?
Couple local stories here. Number one, Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones announced his campaign for governor of Georgia, running as a Republican.
All right, who's this guy? I've heard his name forever. Lieutenant Governor.
He is a very successful businessman. His family business was the oil business.
Okay.
They're jobbers, among other things. He has car dealerships and other interests. He can self-finance his campaign. He's been lieutenant governor since Jeff Duncan didn't seek re-election.
He was a baseball player.
Yes, he was a Trump supporter from the very beginning. He was actually the first state legislator in the country to endorse Trump back in 2015.
Talk about Carr or
Jeff
Duncan? All right, Duncan.
He's viewed by the lobbyist community in the state Senate as a slam dunk because he's a close friend and associate of the president's. He's waited, I think, a little late getting in. He was talking about waiting until September. Chris Carr, our attorney general, also a strong candidate, has raised about $1.25 million in that first reporting period, which is one of the reasons I think Lieutenant Governor decided to get in, is he needed to start raising money to show that kind of support. Carr's tied up a lot of sheriffs in his area. They're very important outstate, running kind of a law and order campaign. And the 61 defendants in that trial of Atlanta Public Safety Training Center just started this week, which we'll be seeing play out. All of that prosecuted by the AG's office.
So with these two guys, they're names that I know. They're a little bit in the background. Does it sound like these are the kind of the two that are going to come down to?
Unless Marjorie Taylor Greene jumps in, and then that changes the dynamic.
What is the difference between these two? Are they basically the same? Are they different?
They're both conservative, I would say. To the left, Lieutenant Governor is more to the right, closer to Trump, and more MAGA. Chris Carr grew up in Georgia in Dunwood. He went to Marist, double grad, dog grad, as they say. Came out of Johnny Isakson's office as chief of staff, so a more, I wouldn't say centrist necessarily, but able to get things done and deal with the other side, kind of the issue we were talking about earlier. He can cross the divide.
And then he's going to lose. It's all about rhetoric these days.
But in the primary, because of that, and he's not an extremist,
right?
some would favor the lieutenant governor.
All right. Well, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out.
And again, Buddy Carter is in this race as well, too, right?
He is in the Senate race.
Okay, he's in the Senate race. That's right. But both
It's hard
of these,
to keep them all straight.
well, both of these guys would be to the left of Buddy Carter, right? Buddy Carter would be.
I would say the lieutenant governor and Buddy Carter would kind of be on the same page, but
Okay.
probably not as
Buddy Carter,
dramatic in his verbiage.
A little more performance oriented.
Yeah, a little bit more red, white, and blue.
Green.
Yeah.
Red, white, blue land.
Yeah.
Was what he wanted to call it. And some whale that's been alive for 500 years off the coast said it was the stupidest idea I've ever heard.
The Greenland
entire
shark.
Life. Yeah, the red, white, and blue shark. Thank you very much. Once again, proving that she is not on the side of America. Autumn Fisher, ladies and gentlemen,
Hey.
who insists
I'm
upon
on the whale side with you, Autumn.
Well, she insists
you.
upon
Those
calling it
sharks-
Greenland, which
It
I
is
just
Greenland.
find. Huh?
It
What?
is
No.
Greenland.
Well, we got another one here. See?
Ah, wow,
See what I'm
Bill
saying?
Cray.
See what I'm
Shows
saying?
what side
It
it is you're on.
It is the Gulf of Mexico.
It is
It's
red,
coated in
white,
ice.
blue.
How the hell is it green?
Well, it was a trick that
I
they played
know.
with Iceland and Greenland. to
It's
kind of,
red, white, and blue land.
Damn
it.
right.
If you're a patriot,
Should be.
Put a boot in your
Listen, I'm such a patriot. I bought the best of Lee Greenwood. 14 versions of the same song. Great, end to end.
No remixes.
No.
and you just listen and listen and listen.
I just listen over and over again. It pumps me back up. It reminds me that I
Proud
too.
to be an American.
I too am a
Oh,
patriot.
the best is the
Hey,
Dow.
what kind of patriotism doesn't brag
I
about it
like
all the
Lee
time?
Greenwood, but I don't listen to it 14 times a day.
Well,
Only-
let's see.
only once a day.
That proves that I'm 14 times more of the patriot than you are.
The best is the Dolly Parton version of "Proud to Be an American." It's just the best. Absolute
Did she
best.
do a version on that
Oh,
rock and
Dolly
roll
Parton.
album? I think she was joined by the lead singer of Judas Priest, and on the rock and roll album,
Ozzy Osbourne wasn't available.
I'm proud to be an American. We know that. Is Ozzy an American? Did he
He's
ever?
British.
I know he's British originally.
Well,
but sometimes
I'm
people.
is an American naturalized citizen.
I'm an alien. I got a green card.
Ozzy's gonna run for president.
The kids are legal.
Salvador. No, it sucks. yeah. Sending Ozzy to South Sudan. Detroit Heat.
He's a dual citizen.
He's a dual citizen, which means
He's got a lot of money. among other things.
absolutely yes. How many people are buying that gold card that Trump put out?
I
The
haven't
Trump
heard
gold
numbers,
card.
which means it can't be selling as well as the
Can
shoes
you look up
and the.
George Clarkey? Could you look up? It's the gold card, which is what is that? The $5 million.
Buying your way into the United
Yeah.
States.
It's the American Express, right?
No, it's the Donald Trump gold card.
Oh, okay.
So it's worth a little bit more.
In
You
certain-
buy-
in
I think that
certain
guy got some
places.
sky miles.
Rich people are buying their way in all over the world now. This is like a thing. Where rich people just they can become citizens
Price
anywhere
point
they
is high
want.
enough. I'm not totally averse to it, but it is sort of skewing the system we promise.
Would you say that again?
I'm not entirely averse to affluent people in the world who come here for the
No, me
dual
either.
citizen and we tax them.
Sure. No, I got it.
But it is somewhat the inverse of the proposition we promised of treating people fairly and equally and having a level playing field.
You get that poetry, the Statue of Liberty,
Yeah.
too much. Yeah, no.
Exactly. You got the president right here. The president knows what's best.
I know everything. I know that Bill Crane didn't like me. So.
Does he have Trump derangement syndrome?
Yes. Look, you can see it on his face.
He can't even. Look at him.
Look at him. He hates me. He won't even look at me. Won't even look. Look at your president. Come on, look at me.
Look at your favorite
All
president.
right.
Alex Williams says 285 has not been fun this afternoon.
Yeah, that is putting it mildly, Eric. We still have the travel advisory with the police activity from the earlier police pursuit that ended 285 westbound, the inner loop at I-675, exit 52. 2 right lanes are blocked there. You're slow back from Flat Shoals. You can use I-20 as an alternate. We'll check that in just a minute. 285 eastbound, the outer loop right there at I-675. Still trying to clear up a crash out of the left lane. No need for an alternate, though, to get around that. And now we want to check that ride on I-20 both sides of town. Andrew Zico.
Working well for the most part. In and out of the mall to Stonecrest. Just some scatter brake lights through Panola Road towards 285. Inside the perimeter, looking a little tough, though, merging north and south on the connector. And a slow spot heading out towards 285 once you get out towards Lithia Springs. I-20 westbound, you're on and off that pedal, leaving 285 up towards Thornton Road, exit number 44. From the Cool Rick Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Don't be late because you crowdsourced your commute with a navigation app.
This might become a travel advisory. Yeah, they're in 2 left lanes.
Depend on us. See some delays if they shut that ramp down.
Make sure you get where you need to be on time.
Jam starting at Langford Parkway, getting past Spring Street.
Local and dependable traffic 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
We had a lot going on this morning through Henry County.
WSB Triple Team Traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
Summer is here, so if you're thinking about selling your home, now is the time. With Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed offer, you can sell your home quickly and for maximum value. Hi, it's Chris Chandler. You can skip all the hassles of a traditional home sale and sell your home quickly without the stress of showings, open houses, or costly repairs. Mark Spain Real Estate's guaranteed all-cash offer allows you to sell your home in as little as 21 days and move when you're ready. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Only inches separate you from the heavy rain trying to infiltrate your home. If your old roof is leaking, think of Findlay First for a remarkable roof replacement. Schedule a free roof analysis. FindlayRoofing.com.
Hi, this is Megan, your friend and jeweler from Shane Company. Did you know not all warranties are created equal? At Shane Company, our free lifetime warranty is all-inclusive and even protects the diamond in your engagement ring. We can offer such an incredible warranty because our rings are crafted to last a lifetime. As your friend and jeweler, our gift to you is peace of mind. At Shane Company, we also cover unlimited repairs, resizings, and cleanings for free for life, saving you thousands over time. Because a friend always has your back. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
At Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, buying a car is more than a transaction. It's a 5-star experience because they value you. Enjoy personalized offers and luxury perks, all designed with you in mind. Visit ButlerLexusSouthAtlanta.com or call 800-NEW-LEXUS today. Butler Lexus South Atlanta, the standard of amazing.
Joel, it's Eric. I know some of you are concerned about tariff prices impacting things in your lives, including kitchen remodels. Well, listen to this. You can book an appointment this month with Frugal Kitchens and get the Frugal Price Lock. They will lock you into pre-tariff prices. All you got to do is Google Frugal Kitchens for details, and they're offering 0% financing. You want your kitchen remodeled. You want to add value to your home. You're worried about tariffs. Here's your opportunity. Google Frugal Kitchens. Start that kitchen redesign today.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1, how much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2, if you see Get a Phone on Us, get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3, check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/fax. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
And that makes him a better person than all of them.
No, I didn't say that. What I'm saying is it's a unique situation. Unique, like finding 8 unusually large shoes.
I thought it was 50-something.
What are you talking about?
What he's talking
well,
about.
Well, it would be 25.
All right, Bill Crane.
Yes, sir.
We started with your one man's opinion. Where do people get one man's opinion?
They can Google One Man's Opinion. They can subscribe to my Substack for free, and it's available at about 90 publications in Georgia, including WSB Radio and WGAU Radio, both owned by Cox Media Group.
Well, we started this brain drain with your ideas from your latest article about how people have to stop demonizing each other when they live in communities together and just because of politics. And you've seen this over the years where it's gone from friendly debate to heated debate to we
not
hate each other.
speaking anymore.
Not speaking to someone because they disagree with you politically is one of those. But you did. I didn't want to get out of here without you weren't just complaining.
Start
At the
with
end,
start with your circle. Start with your family. The grandfather you don't speak to or doesn't speak to you, the uncle at Thanksgiving. Say to them, look them straight in the eye and say, I'm sorry if I got carried away in our last conversation. You mean more to me than that issue does. Let's push the reset button and not talk about politics.
And I guess that's the place to go,
It's
right?
a place to start. You've got to start kind of one by one, neighbor by neighbor, community meeting, PTA, and it does spread. I mean, goodwill is real, karma is real, and it's not all that hard to do that. Particularly the people you really care about. Reach out to them if that's things have gotten sideways and say, I'm sorry I maybe said some things that were a little harsh. I'm sorry I got carried away. You mean more than that issue does to me. Let's put it aside.
Well, I hope a lot of people do that.
I do too.
Being kind is very, very, very easy.
And it's free.
Yes. It's not. But sometimes there's this thing inside of us.
Pride.
Yes.
Ego.
Yeah. It's but I got,
And my father, to this day, has the hardest time saying the words, I'm sorry. Or, alternatively, I was wrong. It's almost impossible for him.
Is your father Fonzie?
I
He had
was
the same problem.
But he's 87, and it's going to be kind of hard to flip him. And I love Jerry Crane, my dad, but he knows he has this problem. He just,
Sure. But it's to the point where the 50-50 thing that's happening in the country is it's tearing families, which is very, very silly. And
People
I feel
loathe going home for Thanksgiving and Christmas for these discussions that might happen.
I think a lot of the young people in their 20s and 30s are going to feel very, very bad about this in 25, 30 years when Uncle So-and-so is gone. Okay, you stop talking to Uncle So-and-so because Uncle So-and-so is a Trumper and you think Trump's a fascist and Uncle So-and-so must be a fascist now. But then when Uncle So-and-so is gone in 10 years or something like that, all of a sudden you're going to start to remember he was the cool uncle. He
took care of Dad. He took care of my mom.
He took me to the park. He was the one that would take us to the whatever.
He gave me a joint.
He was the first one that got me high.
Think about the positives and focus on the positives.
Yeah, because if you don't, while they're still here, you're going to feel very bad about letting a political issue, especially as you get older and realize, oh, wait a minute, maybe
or
they're
the neighbor across the street
maybe
who
they're
had
all
the
lying.
opposing party sign in his front yard
Right.
that you're not speaking to anymore. What benefit does that do you?
I've seen some HOAs, Bill, where now people that are running for their HOA, they run as like a conservative or as a liberal.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. And it's HOA.
Your
for
job
goodness
is just to nag people to bring their garbage
cans
cans back in.
Yeah,
What do you-
get the
Keep their
grass
lawn
cut.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We won't let ice
No
into
cars
our
on
neighborhood.
blocks in the front yard.
You're not going to let ice into
No
your-
ice in our
We
neighborhood.
don't have any industries.
Doesn't matter. No ice in our neighborhood.
What about at pool parties?
Well, that kind of ice, yes, but not the bad ice.
Have they gone into neighborhoods yet? They haven't done that yet. I mean, obviously, there's a lot of lawn work being done in a lot of suburban neighborhoods. So it could happen. Could be coming.
Not in ours.
Lawn care companies, ice is coming.
How do you say HOAs? How are you going to keep ice out? What sort of security
With
do
a
you
sign that says no ice allowed.
Okay, that'll
Karen's
get
going
done.
to stop them. Karen's literally going to stop all ice from coming in the neighborhood.
Karen voted for Trump.
Karen's in favor of ice. All right, Bill Crane, we just told people how to get your one man's opinion. Any other ways to get in touch with the great Bill Crane?
CSICrane.com. Occasionally a client will come out of this. So
Oh, yeah. Let's
number
push.
and email address are posted on the website.
There you go. Thank you very much, Bill Crane. Now, good luck in your week full of refilling your brain.
Take
We'll
care.
see you next week. Alex Williams says there are brake lights on 75 through Marietta.
Yeah, on and off that brake pedal northbound this afternoon, Eric 75 and northbound from Windy Hill Road all the way up into Acworth toward Highway 92. Second trouble spot of the afternoon in Woodstock just cleared. 575 southbound Town Lake Parkway, exit number 8. And 75 southbound has been extra slow out of Marietta, trying to get down to trouble on I-285. And with a check at 285, it's Andrew Seco.
Still dealing with that right lane blockage with long-standing police activity. 285 west, the inner loop at 675 exit 52. Eastbound is cleared off to the right shoulder. All those lanes back open, and we are looking a lot better by the home of the Braves. The crash is cleared. Things moving a lot better. 285 west, the outer loop at Cobb Parkway, exit number 19. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Heavy rain, high winds, huge hail. Yes, Atlanta, we're in storm season. It's Mark Aram here. You might be faced with a roof repair or a replacement. Do not gamble with any contractor, and there are hundreds of roofers with little to no experience. I want you to trust the experts at Dr. Roof. Trusted name in roofing for over 35 years and backed by their industry-leading warranties. Dr. Roof doesn't cut corners. They're the best at protecting your biggest investment. Dr. Roof, done right, guaranteed.
It's the first day of the first grade, and she found a new best friend. It's a laid-back Sunday afternoon you wish would never end. The homemade taste of Bluebell and good friends gathered round. The good old days are being made right now.
You'll be one smart cookie when you try Bluebell Cookie Cake Ice Cream. A sweet cream ice cream loaded with chocolate chip cookie cake pieces and swirls of chocolate and vanilla icing. This cookie cake ice cream really takes the cake.
The good old days are being made right now. The good old days are being made right now.
Look for Bluebell half gallons, specially priced $5.99 when buying 2 at all Kroger's now through July 15th.
What's the biggest mistake people make when selling their home? That one's easy. Settling. I don't mean settling down. I mean settling for way less money. It happens all the time. You get tired, worn out. A few lowball offers roll in, and suddenly you're like, yeah, sure, whatever. Just take it. Not with Orchard, because Orchard has flipped the entire system. First, they give you cash up front for your current home. That means you can go ahead and buy your next place on your timeline. No showings while you're still brushing your teeth. No packing up twice. No weird limbo life. Then, while you're chilling in your new place, Orchard gets to work selling your old home for top dollar. They handle the details, the marketing, the heavy lifting, and you get more money without losing your mind. So stop settling. Get your free home valuation today at Orchard.com. That's Orchard.com.
This is Monica Pearson for Superior Plumbing. When you have plumbing problems, you need it done quickly and on your schedule. Superior Plumbing will work around your schedule night and day. They've served Atlanta for almost 40 years. They want to be your plumber for life, and they'll earn your trust by doing the work correctly the first time. So do what I did and call Superior Plumbing night or day to have a trusted plumber fix your plumbing issues.
To Superior, the honest one. Call 770-422-PLUM.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
It is 6 o'clock. Good evening. I'm Veronica Waters, live in the WSB 24-hour news center, and Mark Spain Real Estate is bringing you the news this hour. WSB's top local story, a stunning arrest and a February double murder in Carrollton. Kristen and James Brock were found shot to death inside their home on Carrollton-Tyus Road.
The couple's 16-year-old daughter called 911. Now, Carroll County Sheriff's Office spokesperson Ashley Halsey says the teen has been arrested and charged with killing them. A motive is unclear.
We are still working with her diligently. Our investigators have been speaking with her.
17-year-old Sarah Grace Patrick is being charged as an adult in the murder of her mother and stepfather. There may be more arrests and charges as the investigation continues. Sabrina Cupid, 95.5 WSB.
It's 92 degrees now in Midtown Atlanta, and WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards says we're going to see mostly clear skies overnight and lows in the mid-70s tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies return. How long will the pop-up showers we've been seeing continue? Well, Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast is coming up. A police chase ends with a crash on I-285 in DeKalb County and a suspect in custody. Investigators say this all started after the suspect pulled a gun on an officer who was investigating reports of a guy who was flashing a gun and threatening folks at a local McDonald's. Well, after the officer drew her gun, the suspect fled in a stolen vehicle. Blaine Clark with DeKalb County Police says
additional DKPD officers responded alongside Georgia State Patrol, Avondale Estates Police, and DeKalb County Sheriff's Office. While fleeing, the suspect shot at Avondale police, causing them to return fire.
A pit maneuver ended that chase. The suspect now being treated for minor injuries suffered during that crash, and a list of charges is pending. The Texas governor says this afternoon 161 people are still missing after Friday's deadly flash floods. Jake Stovall with Gulf Search and Rescue says crews remain hopeful they will find more of the unaccounted for still alive.
There's always hope. I've done this long enough. I've found people 4 days later and 20 foot up in a tree.
Kelly Rabone's two sons survived when floodwaters hit Camp La Junta.
Once the water came into his cabin, they moved the boys from their lower bunks to then the upper bunk, and then ultimately hoisted them up into the rafters.
The floods have killed at least 109 people. President Trump does an about-face in his take on Russia's invasion of Ukraine. After pausing crucial weapons delivery last week, he now says the U.S. should send Ukraine more weapons to defend itself. He also stepped up criticism of Russian President Vladimir Putin.
We get a lot of bullshit thrown at us by Putin, for you want to know the truth. He's very nice all the time, but it turns out to be meaningless.
Meanwhile, the president was meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today to talk about the war in Gaza and try to hammer out details of a 60-day ceasefire. This week, the Atlanta City Council takes a step to regulate vape shops and set a minimum distance of 1,000 feet for those shops from schools and other vape shops. Council member Liliana Bakhtiari is passionate about limiting young people's access to vaping.
We're seeing younger and younger kids, 16, 17 years old, 15, that end up going to the hospital because suddenly they can't breathe and having shortage of breath, and come to find out they've lost most of their lung capacity.
Well, she knows 1,000 feet isn't much, but it's more than what was on the books. And Bakhtiari says she's going to look next at gas stations which offer vaping and will consider removing flavors from the vape cartridges, just like New York has done. Well, you know, the MLB All-Star Game is right around the corner. It's a week from today, and it's inspiring the showing of some baseball-themed movies at the historic Plaza Theater.
If you can't take yourself out to the All-Star Game itself, you can still take yourself out with the crowd as the Braves partner with the Plaza Theater to provide some on-screen games.
We're going to be showing 3 baseball films, some timeless and classics movies like 42, like A League of Their Own, and The Sandlot.
Plaza owner Christopher Escobar tells WSB the Braves are providing lower prices and some goodies, while the Plaza serves up Cracker Jack and hot dogs and a live screening of the Home Run Derby. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
She wears a glucose monitor and carries an insulin pump. And just like her dream house and convertible, it's pink. Mattel debuts a Barbie with type 1 diabetes. A Barbie executive calls it an important step in their commitment to inclusivity and representation. They not only want kids to see themselves reflected in Barbie's world, but to foster a greater sense of inclusion and empathy. It's now 6:04. The Von Haessler Doctrine comes back your way in less than 2 minutes. Right now, we're going to give the stage to WSB Triple Team Traffic. Alex Williams, thumbs up or thumbs down on that evening drive?
Still got to go thumbs down in a lot of the spots around Metro Atlanta, Veronica. Travel advisory continues with the crash investigation. 285 westbound, the interloop at I-675. And as I say that, it's going down to just one right lane block, 285 west at I-675. Still slow from Flat Shoals, but just look out for that as you're traveling there. Looks like maybe some new trouble. 285 east, the outer loop by the airport at Riverdale Road. We're going to check on that. North side perimeter, 285 west, on and off the brakes, leaving Georgia 400 over to where trouble cleared, right next to Truist Park at Cobb Parkway. In the eastbound interloop, delays start in Dunwoody from Ashford Dunwoody Road, trying to get into Doorville. Maybe some new trouble in downtown Atlanta, Andrew Seco?
Went pouring through the jam cams, and we found it. It's a crash looking at a center lane with a big rig involved here in the jam cam, 7585 southbound, just past Cortlandt Street here. Seeing the delays backing all the way towards Brookhaven. Bit of a tough ride as you're heading through Midtown, downtown. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Right now, it's time for Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly cloudy this evening with a few hit-or-miss rain showers and thunderstorms rolling through. Those will fizzle out after midnight. Temperatures tomorrow morning in the mid-70s. Through the afternoon, heating up into the mid-90s with a few more scattered pop-up showers and thunderstorms for Wednesday. Thursday, scattered storms with a high of 92. Friday, partly to mostly cloudy with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. Scattered storms remain in the forecast for Saturday.
Live team coverage of traffic and weather brought to you by John Foy and Associates. Right now it's 92 degrees in Covington, 88 in Chamblee, and 91 in Midtown Atlanta at 6:06. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
It has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Hour 4 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. Hey, Autumn.
Yo.
Hey, Autumn.
Hey, Eric.
Maybe you should bring in Greg. Hey, Greg. Is he here?
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. Okay.
Oh.
Well, you know what? I miss him.
Somewhere a Greg Russ just shivered.
He certainly did. Hey, Autumn, and I am asking this question in somewhat of a serious vein because I read this article that scared me, and I don't know if you're one of these people, but I know that you have, slightly jokingly, but with enough truth to it, said that you like, when you're having fun with your mate, for things to get a little physical here and there.
Sure.
Yes, and you like men who can pick you up and toss you around.
Yeah.
Shakes a lumberjack.
So apparently with the youth, and this is because, now the kids that are in their late teens and early 20s who are discovering sex have been brought up on porn. So the idea of what sex is from a very early age looks like very extreme porn. And so apparently now this whole choking thing is very, very big with the youths, with the young people. And the article that I read, the whole thing was, hey, by the way, this just isn't safe at any level. Like, you can't not have oxygen at any level that makes this safe. So I wanted to make sure that you're not one of these people with your, I don't know why anybody would want to be choked during relations. I really don't. What, George, tell me what. You look like you enjoy it. So you tell me.
I like being choked.
Is it, because if you think about like
kick the stool out too far.
Well, the NXS guy. The NXS guy, that's a different kind of thing, but it's about asphyxiation.
That's autoerotic asphyxiation.
Right. And so this is different. This is where you're doing it to your partner. But a lot in this article, a lot of younger women are basically saying, well, we just go along with it because all the guys our age think it's normal. So it's just this is what they've seen for so long. But
Okay, well,
turns out most people don't enjoy it.
That phrasing, the way that if that's really the approach that women are taking is that's
please,
the
men.
troubling thing. Is that like, oh, well, they just do it, so I just go along with it. If you're going to do something like that, then you need to talk about it. Say like, hey, do you like that kind of thing? And the person says, yeah, a little bit. Like,
I don't understand
or,
why.
No, not really.
Why don't you just fill out a form and say what
No,
is acceptable?
No, Jared, don't bring.
But
it
yeah,
down.
see, you're going to bring it down to like, it's not
It
that.
doesn't have to be like that. You can
Yeah.
just be like, hey, what kind of stuff are you into? And they're like, I'm into this. And then you do that thing, and that's total. That can still all be sexy.
But what is necessary? But what needs to be understood is this is wildly dangerous. The idea of trusting the other person in the throes of passion to always know limits and things like that is, let me just say this to women: do not throw any dude these keys. I'm just gonna tell you right now, just don't do that.
There should be like, if you're gonna do stuff like that, then there needs to be like some talk about it. You need to talk about it. That's
But I'm saying is this article that I read is a bunch of doctors saying the talk should be, we're not going to do this because it's dangerous.
When are you going to have that
It's
conversation?
wildly dangerous.
Yeah. When would you have that conversation?
Well, I don't know. I've been married 38
Before you
years.
get it First on?
drink.
Stop.
It's not going to. Yes.
I've been married 38 years. We still haven't had that conversation.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
I'm working
even-
up to it.
I'm not into
even
that
without
kind of.
even without an extreme, something more extreme like choking or whatever, just anything like, hey, how do you like what I'm doing when I'm
Right.
doing this? And you're like, yeah, I do. You know what? Sometimes it's a little too much. I need you to stop. Or whatever. Like, you can have these discussions, and that's what we should all be doing.
Yeah, well, but you should always, if you're a woman, saying, no, I don't like that. You just do not want to. You don't want to throw that into the hands of a dude. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah.
If the girl's
dudes,
doing it,
dudes should be more in control of themselves.
well, you know what? We should
I
all
just
be.
can't help it because I'm
We
just a guy.
we should all be millionaires. But what I'm saying is that you're putting yourself at a point where someone is in the throes of passion. They're not exactly stable.
I think that's an incredibly awkward conversation for a guy to bring up, especially
Well, then
if,
don't
if
do
in the
it in
middle.
bed.
Oh, I know, 100%. I'm not into that kind of thing. That's not at all how.
If she is, she'll tell you beforehand.
I would assume
That's
that
what
she
I'm saying.
would. But the only problem is
See,
like,
if she was for me and I was dating, that would be like, okay, I'm done dating this chick.
Yeah.
Okay, but what if it's just a little bit of like,
This is
I don't want to be in control. Can you
Pretending.
just like.
Well, the doctors are
you-
saying don't do that one. You do something else. Don't do that
well,
one.
Those doctors are squares.
Pinch her nose. Pinch her nose.
I don't know why people would need to remove. Do you know how vital oxygen is to the human experience?
Well, that's the thing. Like, and I'm
Yeah.
advocating a lot, and I don't like. I'm not trying to get choked out. I'm not. I'm not into that. But a little bit of just like a little bit of like helplessness feels fun.
Oh,
Good.
so do you have little scenarios and stuff? Oh, I'm
no,
stuck.
I can't do that.
Are you?
joking
Oh
stuff.
yeah. Are you gonna do the old?
She'd laugh.
You're one of these couples. And he shows up in a FedEx outfit or something. Delivery.
Ew, see, I can't handle it.
I've got your Amazon.
I can't do it.
No, I can't. I can't
Yeah,
role
those are-
play anything.
Yeah.
I don't even like.
We
talking.
have before at the bar, like pretended like we didn't know each other just to see like what it would be like if you were hitting on me and I didn't know you already. To see like if I rejected you, what would you do? Because we see a lot of people doing weird stuff at bars where they're like, pushing too hard on girls that are not interested in them and like I was like, what would you do if I rejected you? But
Yeah,
not
but
like,
you're not really.
not like call me Samantha.
You're not getting a real because you do know who he is ultimately.
I know it's hard to.
Isn't it
It's kind of
fun? Isn't it
difficult.
fun though to read the cues from other people when you see that happening? Like I find the people watching to be fascinating when
I've been
that's
so
going down.
wrong though. We watched these two people dancing and we were talking about like, oh, she is not into him, and then he's like too into her, and and then I met her in the bathroom and I asked who he was and was like, that's my brother. I was like,
Oh no.
okay, your brother seems like he's really into you.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
want to say anything, but did you see the White Lotus?
Oh.
These things do happen, apparently, at least in Hollywood. All right, you got any more ish?
Sure
for
do.
us?
Wall Street Journal, probably the biggest story of the day right here.
The Wall Street Journal.
TSA is going to allow shoes to stay on finally during your airport security screening. So
All right. Does
everyone
the plane
will
stay up? As long as the plane stays up in the air, I don't.
We've only had to do it for 23 years.
Everybody hates it, but I'm like, at least I'm kind of like, well, why did we do it for 23 years if all of a sudden we can't do it? We can not
Shoe
do it
bomber.
now.
Well, now for those that pay for
Yeah, I know about the shoe bomber.
Yeah, that
They
one
used to
time.
go, hey, that shoe bomber kid.
So take off your shoes.
Yeah.
For those that are now paying for the pre-check, I don't know what the benefit of that is now, because it used to be
Just
that
getting
you would
through
keep-
quickly.
But no, you didn't have to take your shoes off. That was always
I know,
also
but
the
you're
big-
also you're escaping that entire line.
most of the time when
But
I'm
you're
flying,
also-
the pre-check is almost as long as the normal
Well, that
security line.
stinks.
Yeah, I feel like it's not worth it anymore.
Clear and stuff is the way to go now because those are shorter. But with
Jellies?
pre-check, it's not just shoes.
Mhm.
It's like also other things. Like you don't have to take out your stuff, your electronics. You don't have to take off your jacket.
Well, I thought the idea was they scan your eyeball and then they know if you're a terrorist or not, right?
With pre-check?
No, yeah, with Clear. Isn't that what Clear is? You look at the eyeball and it knows who you are, and it goes, okay, this eyeball's all right. This eyeball's never blown up a plane
This eyeball
before.
doesn't look like a
I
serious
still need to take
eyeball.
you in the back room and check you out. Let's make sure.
I think it was my son. Somebody was telling me that they were pulled aside, and the guy was like, I have to touch you down there. Do you want to go into a...
That happened to me last time.
Oh, was that
Happened to
you?
me,
Were you
too.
the one telling me?
I didn't tell you about it.
Okay, so this happened to I think it was my younger son, because he just has a look. He gets pulled aside every time we go through. Yeah, his suitcase goes to the other side.
Well, they run the back of their hand.
Yeah. Well,
Gently across.
So
Oh,
the
yeah.
guy said, "Yeah, I have to touch you down there in the private parts. Do you want to go into a private room?" And he's like,
Do it right here.
he said, "No, absolutely not. If you're gonna do that, I want to be out here in front of
They take-
everybody."
They take
How
the
much
back
is
of
that
their
an hour?
hand,
Yeah.
like down the sensitive parts of your body,
Which
and
is
then they
more
put it up-
loving, you know.
Yeah,
It's
that's
actually
what I
kind of
mean.
more.
Yeah, they
ru-
put it like
yeah.
on your cheek.
Yeah.
Like,
They don't like it when you get lippy with them. I said, "Are you having fun down there?" And he just said,
Oh,
"Well,
Well,
you
we
don't
could go
do
to
that.
another room.
You
I was
don't-
very agitated.
Yeah, I know. And you're going to take it out of the guy who's doing his job.
Well, he didn't need to do that. I'd already gone through it. I went out to smoke. And
Yeah,
then
well, that's what the terrorists do. They go through and then they go out.
Hang on a minute. I need to smoke first.
Wait a minute. You're not involved in one of these things where you can go into one of those rooms and you have to leave the airport every time you smoke?
Most airports, in fact,
Yeah.
all of them don't have those anymore.
I think
But if-
Atlanta was the last one to get rid
Yeah.
of their smoking rooms.
Oh, wow. So you're like at gate B, whatever, and I got to get back on that flight. I got to get on that plane.
Flight
train.
was delayed, so
Okay.
I had plenty of time. I went out and
This
came
is why you
back
got to
in.
quit. This is why you got to quit because
There's more reasons
well,
than that.
I mean, but this is a very important one, which is
That's a long
You don't
walk
want to be
out of there.
dependent on something that throws your life into. Oh my God, the plane was. Now I'm stuck here and I can't smoke, which means I'm going to punch somebody. So I got to go outside and smoke, and that's what you don't want. You don't want to be dependent upon anything more than you have to be dependent upon.
That was about 2019. Now I can handle it.
You can?
Yeah. But I was
That's
mad.
a long way to go
Yeah.
back outside, smoke a cigarette, go back through TSA,
through
get back on
security
the
again.
plane train, and get to gate B or whatever.
I am grateful they got rid of those smoking rooms, though, because when you would walk down, especially at Hartsville, when
Smokers
you would,
aren't.
When you would
Yeah.
walk down the concourse,
I thought it was great. It was like this cloudy
oh, it
glass
was
room.
insane. And then like,
yeah,
and-
didn't it make you feel superior?
Yeah, I was like,
I
oh,
don't need
those
that.
people are all hooked on junk.
Whatever restaurant was across always had kind of a smell to it. So
Oh,
like
yeah,
you would
yeah.
look across and be like, oh, I don't want to go to that Burger King. Ew. I don't like.
Hey, you notice now that Chick-fil-A at the airport,
Yeah,
people
gross.
are texting their.
I'd rather smoke.
They're like using the app. At Chick-fil-A, they use the app to order and then get it in
Oh,
the
you can
airport.
skip the line?
Yeah, it's super
Inside
easy.
but then everybody's doing it, so the whole
Oh.
line is that. Alex Williams says there's a crash on the downtown connector.
Yeah, it's 7585 southbound at Cortlandt Street, exit 249A. Heroes with it now. It's in the center lane. Hopefully going to get this one off to the right. Yep, they're starting to hold the right lanes, but it's just added to what's already been a rough ride back from the 85-400 merge. Also slowing the Beaufort Spring connector southbound, trying to make your way into Midtown and downtown. Elsewhere, if you're traveling 75 southbound in Cobb County, it's still a slow ride through Marietta from South Marietta Parkway, trying to make that slow transition onto 285 west and southbound the outer loop, right next to Truist Park. We also got some other trouble spots we've been watching on 285, Andrew Seco.
Trouble spots indeed. First one, that long-standing police activity shrinking to just the right lane. 285 west, the inner loop at 675. That's exit 52. The brake light still taking you back all the way past I-20, leaving I-85 at the southwest side. New travel advisory, crash in the right lanes. 285 east, the outer loop at Riverdale Road, exit 60. Already spilling on 85 proper. Looks like we did have some trouble by the home of the Braves. That's since been cleared, but the brake lights remain. 285 west, the outer loop at Cobb Parkway. That's exit number 19. This sports sponsored by the Georgia Aquarium. This summer, experience bioluminescence and all things light during glow nights at the Georgia Aquarium. Save $10 after 4 p.m. Just visit georgiaaquarium.org. From the Cool Lake Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Eric Erickson.
Informative and topical when you want
Now, I
it.
know senators, they refer to the House as their enemy.
And a break when you need
And
it.
we need to put our big boy pants on.
Eric Erickson.
Elon Musk is a veritable Miley Cyrus.
Tomorrow at noon.
It happens at the state level. My gosh, it happens at the state level.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
So you've been needing a new roof to battle the elements. Replace your roof this month, and you'll be helping battle childhood cancer, too. Dave Baker for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. And once again, Findlay's proud to support the WSB Carathon, benefiting the Aflac Cancer Center of Children's Healthcare of Atlanta. Findlay will donate $100 from every roof replacement now through July 25th, guaranteeing a donation of at least $10,000. Schedule your free roof analysis at findlayroofing.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
When it comes to defending your rights, experience counts. George Stein, the DUI lawyer, has a winning track record over 3 decades with hundreds of contested jury trials and complicated cases. Make the smart choice. GeorgeStein.com.
Men, are you having problems performing in the bedroom? Do pills like Viagra and Cialis leave you feeling frustrated? Well, now there's new hope for men who suffer from ED and PE problems. Meet Dr. Katz, a specialist in men's health.
Hey guys, I'm Dr. Katz with Choice Men's Health. Regardless of your age or medical condition, Choice Men's Health can safely restore your sexual potency. Our customized solutions can eliminate your problem in just one visit. There's no pain, no surgery, and it's affordable.
Guys, don't let the anxiety over your performance get you down. we can get you back in the game. Call Choice Men's Health today to find out how you can eliminate ED on the very first visit. Call 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170.
Yeah, I was reading about it, and I said, wow, I want to try some of that.
Don't do it.
It can't just be for Stefan Diggs only.
What, Cardi B? You want to try some of that?
They broke up.
No, she's available.
Well, Cardi B says that she broke up with him. Stefan Diggs says that he broke up with her.
Well, I was the fan of a football team that broke up with Stefan Diggs a couple of years ago.
Your team, Cardi B?
What I was saying to Cardi B is if our offense last year is any clue, you're going to have your best year of hits ever. Yeah, what's that pink stuff? What's it called, that pink stuff that he had? I was reading about something, and I thought, is that this pink stuff that Stefan Diggs? I was reading about something called, I think it was called CB2. Look it up, George. And then the description of it.
Crate and Barrel, too?
The description of it made me think of Stefan Diggs. Because it said pink powder, and for those who don't know, he had a pink powder on a boat.
AI says
girls were calling him daddy, and he gave him the powder, and he said, be careful.
AI says the exact identity of this pink substance remains unknown to
Well,
the
what
public.
do they think it is, though? Come on. Yeah, all right. But what? Come
Called
on.
MD2?
No, I think it was called CB2 or something like that. Maybe I could be wrong.
Breaker one, man. What is
The speculation is Kool-Aid,
Come back.
Fun Dip, but those are the drug names. Pink cocaine.
Yeah, it's all the same thing, which I think is the CB2. But I'm
2CB.
I'm so well.
Phenylethylamine.
Whoa,
Okay,
wow.
Eric.
Wow.
What
boy,
the heck, Eric?
Do I feel like an
Eric,
idiot?
wow.
Synthetic phenylethylamine.
That doesn't sound
I think
good.
it's more LSD mushroomy.
Ah.
No way.
That's what? Why is it no? George is like, well, excuse me.
I wasn't arguing with him. We're getting it from. But
Why do you say no way?
Because it's super synthetic and fake, and those things are LSD isn't, but mushrooms are natural.
Well, maybe they're mixing them together.
It's sold and marketed as a libido enhancer and treatment for erectile
dysfunction.
I don't need it for you.
That's what happened in 2020.
Do you think Stefan Diggs needs that? He doesn't need it. He's using it for recreation.
No, but
purposes.
it was reclassified as a controlled substance in the 90s. Before that, you could buy it over the counter.
Ah, damn it! It probably was in that Dexatrim. Back in the old days, I used to take. I took Dexatrim in the early '80s to lose some weight because I didn't think I was looking my best. And man, that stuff, that really was just cocaine. I don't know what it was.
My mom took it.
I mean, your teeth would grind a little bit, but it was great. You never got hungry.
Nope.
You just never got hungry. You're
So
like, maybe I could fit a little bit of water in here.
Was it designed specifically for weight loss? Or
Yeah,
was...
it was Dexatrim. That's the name of it. It was basically speed.
Yeah.
It was over-the-counter speed.
Gotcha.
And then I remember years later, like in the 90s, I got a little chunky, and I thought, well, I'll go back to the Dexatrim. By the time I got it, was just like it was a whole different thing. It was like grind your teeth, but don't lose the weight. I don't mind grinding my teeth, but I want to be losing the weight at the same time. I mean, when I was 15 and I was working, oh my goodness, I was the best worker in the world in that Dexatrim. Anything else? Any other dishes I can clean for you? Huh?
End up looking like the mom from Requiem for a Dream. Then.
I'm going to be on television.
I've never seen Requiem for a
Oh
Dream.
my
You
God.
haven't seen it?
Everyone
okay, that's
loves
a classic.
it.
That's a
I know,
classic.
I know.
Although
It's
I know I'm wrong.
intense.
have
I
your
know.
Kleenex box ready.
It's
Why?
Darren, what's his face, right?
It's intense.
Aronofsky.
Sad.
Darren
Very
Aronofsky.
sad.
Is that a second movie after the one that gives everybody a headache every time you watch it?
I think so.
Yeah.
What, the Welcome to the Dollhouse?
No.
Oh, no,
that's-
Pie.
yeah,
That's the other
Pie.
one.
Well, if you ever have a headache before you watch this movie Pie, you better take 2 Excedrin because you're going to end up with a headache if you watch this. It's impossible not to get a headache watching this very strange movie. I can't remember if it was good or not. It was in black and
great.
white. Is it great?
Yeah.
I saw it at the theater when it came out.
The guy's trying to crack the stock market code.
Through
You think-
some sort of
algorithm.
Rabbinic
but it was a
code.
rabbinic
Yeah, rabbinic
code. It was
algorithm
like-
from the
It
Bible.
was one of those the sect that has the kind of
Teflon.
box, the box on the forehead thing. Yeah,
Teflon, I think it's called.
and then he kind of goes crazy. And isn't there like an ant or something inside the algorithm, and that ruins it? I saw it like when it came out 25 years ago.
You're supposed to remember, Eric.
I know that. I got CB2 wrong. It turned out it was 2CB.
What the heck?
What's that going to do me on my drive home? To know that I've been busted. I was such an idiot.
I said a bunch of wrong stuff earlier.
All right. Well, we're even?
Yes.
Are we even? Hey, audience, is it a wash? Eric Von Hessler George Clark, equal Tuesday afternoon idiots. It's a wash. Alex Williams says there's a crash on 285 by the airport.
At 285 eastbound, the outer loop Riverdale Road exit 60 crash still in at least one right lane, slowing the ride, leaving I-85 as well as slowing that 85 north transition ramp to 285 east. Blocked and reopened all lanes east of there on 285 east, the outer loop before Moreland Avenue. Got a stall off to the right and still got the police activity in the right lane into cab. 285 westbound, the inner loop at I-675 exit 52. Better news through downtown, Andrew Seco?
That looks like there is. That crash involving the big rig off to the right shoulder. All lanes back open. 75-85 southbound at Cortlandt Street. That's exit 249A. Brake light's going to take some time to thin out. We're still all the way back into Buckhead, feeling the pinch as you leave 400 onto 85 southbound. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a Reliable Protection Plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage on an EH system, make, or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
The summer heat will make that crack in your wall expand. You have foundation problems. Dave Baker here. AquaGuard Foundation Solutions will find and fix your issues with a customized plan. Get your free evaluation at aquaguard.net.
AquaGuard. The Lloyd Advisory Group has a question for you. Is your retirement inflation-proof? Here's what we mean. In retirement, chances are you're on a fixed income with unpredictable expenses. So how do you not run out of money when the cost of just about everything continues to go up? You inflation-proof it. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group can show you ways to help fight inflation so it doesn't outpace your income. Call us today at 770-766-5611. Inflation can take a huge chunk out of your retirement savings, but it doesn't have to. With some simple planning, inflation can go from being a major disruption to a minor annoyance. Call Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group now to start inflation-proofing your retirement today. 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
This is Jonathan Geller at D. Geller & Son Jewelers, and I'm so excited to invite you to our designer pop-up event July 19th and 20th. Come see extended lines of engagement rings, wedding bands, plus brand new wedding day and fashion jewelry from the top designers in the industry, like Zakori's signature crescent designs that give your ring a personal artisan touch. So don't just look for a ring, find the perfect ring at D. Geller & Son's designer pop-up event July 19th and 20th in Kennesaw and Sandy Springs. RSVP online at dgeller.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
Here's what you'll get at Wolfpan European Auto Repair in Roswell. Honest pricing, factory-trained certified technicians, and real car lovers working on your Porsche, BMW, Audi, Mercedes-Benz. Just search Wolfpan Auto Repair and see the difference.
You work hard, and when the job's been hard on you and you get hurt, you need the strong arm. John Foy and Associates. Smiler Mark McKay here. His team of experienced attorneys specialize in fighting for injured workers with zero upfront costs. JohnFoy.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
It's 6:30. I'm Veronica Waters. The news this half hour is brought to you by the Lloyd Advisory Group. WSB's top local story: a 17-year-old is accused of murdering her mother and stepfather in Carroll County. Sheriff's Office spokeswoman Ashley Halsey says Kristen and James Brock were shot to death at home in February.
The smallest daughter found them that morning, correct? And then she came and told
Sarah, and then Sarah made the 911 call.
Sarah Grace Patrick is now charged with murder and aggravated assault. She was 16 at the time of the shootings and will be charged as an adult. The motive? Unknown.
Who knows what's going on in a young person's mind like that?
Halsey says more arrests could be possible. Commissioners in Cobb County hold their first of 3 public hearings on their proposed 2026 budget.
The $1.3 billion measure represents a $48 million increase over the 2025 spending plan and holds property taxes steady, brings down water transfer fees by 1%, and raises county employee pay. Commission Chairwoman Lisa Cupid says they want to ensure things run effectively.
And that does require for us to make sure that we have a steady and able workforce and a committed workforce to do that.
Another hearing is set for July 16th, with a final hearing and vote expected on July 22nd. In Cobb County, Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Now, while DeKalb County has paused its 10% water rate hike for now, community advocates say they want more. Catherine Maddox with the group DeKalb Water Watch says they want the CEO to pause any disconnections and end any negotiations on payment plans for customers behind on their bills.
We've seen far too many residents who are on fixed incomes that are put on arbitrary payment plans of $300 to $500 a month.
Maddox says the county commission approved affordability measures back in February, but has yet to properly implement them. DeKalb County is planning to raise its rates later this year and every year for the next decade. There is some good news, though, for DeKalb County residents as the commission votes on a measure to send property taxes lower. TJ Sigler, the director of DeKalb's offices of Management and Budget.
For the majority of homeowners, if you have a homestead exemption, you should see a decrease in your net property taxes due to the county.
So in a home valued at $450,000, taxes should decrease from some $1,800 to $1,500 this year. Major League Baseball's All-Star Game is just a week away, and some billboards are saying, buyer beware. On I-75 near Truist Park, they're speaking out against sex trafficking, often going hand in hand with these large sporting events.
Yasmin Vava of Rights for Girls says there's a great deal more to All-Star Week than you may think, and it has to do with sex trafficking.
Aside from the fun and the excitement and the festivities surrounding the games, that there can be this dark underbelly of sexual exploitation and trafficking that can accompany the games.
Vafa says the group has received many responses during past postings, thanking them for the message. This time, the baseball lingo billboards will put the sex buyer in the batter's box with such messages as sex buying is a serious error. Lisa Nicholas, 95.5 WSB.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott says more than 100 people have died and more than 160 are still missing due to catastrophic flooding. Abbott says no one will rest until every person missing is found. He said the hearts of Texans are breaking every day because of the Central Texas floods. Another meeting between President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today. Speaking during a cabinet meeting, Trump said they were planning to talk about the war in Gaza exclusively. Trump's special envoy, Steve Witkoff, says they were hopeful to have an agreement on a 60-day ceasefire by the end of this week. The Supreme Court clears the way for the Trump administration's mass layoffs of federal workers. Justices say they are not ruling on the legality of the firings, but say a lower court was wrong to stop them. The mass firings come despite warnings that central government services will be lost. It's now 6:34, time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple team traffic starts right now with Alex Williams.
New trouble in Marietta, Veronica. It's a stalled tractor trailer in the second left lane, or the left center lane, I should say. 75 northbound Delk Road, exit number 261. That's going to add to some brake lights back to 285, 75 south. It's rough getting to 285. You're slow from South Marietta Parkway, 400 northbound. Tapping the brakes on and off, leaving 285 up to trouble off to the right at Roswell at Holcomb Bridge Road, exit 7. And 85 northbound, still seeing some volume from 285 Spaghetti Junction for the ride up into Norcross. With an eye on our troubles on the south side perimeter, it's Andrew Seco.
Looking at some better news, 285 east, the outer loop, Riverdale Road, exit 60. The crash has been cleared, all lanes back open. Brake lights thinning out quite nicely out of Union City. But the trouble spot, 285 west, the inner loop, long-standing police activity at 675 exit 52. Still blocking a right lane, long-standing delays back towards I-20. You may want to use I-20 as a quick fast track. From the Corey Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
And now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast. Here's WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly cloudy this evening with a few hit-or-miss rain showers and thunderstorms rolling through. Those will fizzle out after midnight. Temperatures tomorrow morning in the mid-70s. Through the afternoon, heating up into the mid-90s with a few more scattered pop-up showers and thunderstorms for Wednesday. Thursday, scattered storms with a high of 92. Friday, partly to mostly cloudy with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, highs in the upper 80s to low 90s. Scattered storms remain in the forecast for Saturday.
Right now it's 92 degrees at 635 on Peachtree Street in Midtown Atlanta. More news coming up at 7 o'clock and breaking news when it happens. I'm Veronica Waters, 95.5 WSB.
Hey, it's Scott Slade for FGA Roofing. If your home's exterior could use an updated look, or maybe one of your neighbor's designer roofs has caught your eye, and your current roof has started to show its age, then now's the perfect time to check out FGA Roofing for the latest in architectural shingles, timberland shingles, and more. Slate, tile, wood shake, cedar roofs, FGA has them all. FGA Roofing offers 0% financing for 12 months with your good credit. Get the roof you want now and pay over time. Click firstgaroof.com. That's firstgaroof.com.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Don't let a DUI ruin your life. Hire the attorney that other attorneys hire. GeorgeStein.com.
You know kids will ruin your life, right? Especially if you're a garage door. I mean, babies are adorable, don't get me wrong. But after that adorable phase where they barf and poop on everything, they turn into a cheap garage door's worst nightmare. Whacking tennis balls against the door all day, up and down every time they ride a bike. You dreamy young'uns might have the energy to start a family, but that rusty avocado green aluminum garage door that came with your house is too old for this jazz. At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Modern, insulated garage doors are built to stand up to family life. They resist dents, they don't ring like a gong when you whack them with a puck, and they go up and down, super quiet, as many times as your kids change their minds. How do I know? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll treat you like family.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
You ever been watching a porn scene or looking at a pictorial and thought to yourself, I think I've been in that room? Like just very vaguely, like it's kind of uncanny where you go, I don't know, that seems like that just looks familiar. That shelving, I don't know, looks familiar to me.
Mom?
Mom.
Is that the Senate hearing?
Hey, George, that wasn't a story. You know that.
Love is love, my
Love
friend.
is love. Just because two interns got it on in the Senate room, CNN decided that wasn't a story.
There have been worse things that have gone on in that room.
Certainly. That was maybe the most loving thing that ever went on in that room.
That's true.
But it wasn't consequential at all. And it certainly wasn't a scandal. You dirty-minded. You dirty-minded. Now, mind you, had it been Republican interns, it would have been the biggest story in the world. But, hey, it didn't turn out that way.
Yeah, it got, what, 2 days? And that was
Not
it?
even.
Yeah.
Not even.
It was mainly in...
Can you imagine if it was 1965 and that happened?
They would have been
be
arrested.
Yes, it would have been the biggest story in the world.
It was mainly on right-wing sites like the Washington
Well,
Times.
yeah, because they were pushing it because it was a leftist intern.
Yeah, and Washington
But
Examiner.
the thing is, it was a story.
Oh, for
and it was another gatekeeper thing where they decided, well, everybody's going to think everybody who's gay is. Which is, no, they're not. People understand outrageous behavior. And so it would have been, had it been a heterosexual hookup in the Senate room, absolutely, it would have been a huge story. But hey, look.
Hey, the Greeks did things like that too.
The Greeks, the modern Greeks,
Yeah,
or the
no,
Greek Greeks?
I'm talking about the Greeks back in the day.
Yeah, but
you know?
they also did that to anyone who was below them, just no matter what.
Let me tell you something about the Greeks. They don't want no freaks. This I've learned in my 61 years. The Greeks don't want no freaks. More breaking news. We should have a sounder like a breaking news sounder for any time the president swears publicly.
Oh, he swore.
No, there's more.
Swore again. There's more swearing. But
no decorum.
this is swearing that's going to make the neocons. Oh my goodness, the neocons. When they go to bed at night, what is it that they think?
You want to know for real?
Like, Lindsay's a politician. I'm talking about the Bill Cristols
What
of
are
the
you
world,
thinking
the
about?
people who run this kind of stuff. They must have convinced themselves that they're doing some good, right? But I don't see the evidence.
Well, they're keeping America safe.
I don't see the evidence of that at all.
If we're always at war with
Keeping
people,
America bogged down in foreign wars.
who's going to challenge us? We'll go to war with anybody. That's what the neocons
But the
think.
neocons are having a good day because Trump has decided that he doesn't like Putin anymore, and now he's going to get on the side of Ukraine. And he swore again about it.
But that was a war that should have never happened, and a lot of people are dying, and it should end. And I don't know, we get a lot of bullshit thrown at us by Putin. For you want to know the truth, he's very nice all the time, but it turns out to be meaningless.
Yeah, well, a lot of people knew that. Listen, Putin is not going to respond to Trump's or MAGA's charms. He never was. He is the most Machiavellian leader on the world stage. I mean, Xi Jinping as well, but this guy is a Machiavellian. If you don't know what that means, look it up. And he was never going to fall for Trump's stuff. I thought you said you were going to end this war before you were even inaugurated.
I did end it.
No, you didn't. It's still
I
going.
ended it. Putin is the one keeping it going.
Oh, okay.
I brought it to an end.
Yeah.
I gave them a solution. They said, okay, yes, sir, we'll do what you
I
say.
believe this is you on the campaign trail here.
And I know an exact way. Number one, you tell one, you're not going to get anything unless you make a deal. You tell the other one, they're going to get a lot unless you make a deal.
Well, that's what we're doing.
It doesn't seem to be working.
Well, Putin, he says nice things, but he's a liar sometimes, but sometimes he's very truthful.
Yeah. So what is he on this one?
Well, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Trump
maybe.
seems to think that he just and I really feel, not to be overly critical, but I feel like it's the business that he was in. So when you're building skyscrapers, office building or something, and you're going to go into a new city, say you're going into San Diego or whatever, and you're going to build a Trump Tower, or Atlanta even, which was going to happen for a while and then didn't happen. In that case, the city kind of needs you, right? If you're the number one thing, hey, what is the Trump Tower going to mean? And what's the business that's going to bring? And what how many restaurants will open up within a mile and a half? And all of that kind of stuff.
Some motivation for you to also be there, for you not to pull out of some deal.
Right. No, but what I'm saying is, yes, they have that. At some point, they want to please him, so he will build his tower in their city. And I think that style has worked for him for so long. But you're right. But the problem is, you're right, Autumn. Putin isn't another potential client city. Like Putin is. Did you see the Tucker Carlson interview? He spent 35 minutes talking about the history, and it went back to like the year 1000. So he's thinking about, a lot of these, and he's not that kind of person. And he's not going to be charmed by Trump or swayed by any kind of like supposed magnetism or anything that he has. And it was always foolish to think that he would be. He is a Machiavellian. You've got to tell him why. He sees, when he saw that Trump was like in and out and in and out, and you know me, I'm anti-war, I'm anti this war. But when he saw the way that his personality is about this stuff, if you're Putin, he was like, I've got a chance to get everything I want. And once he says that to himself, that's what he's going to do. He doesn't care about MAGA moms. He doesn't care about cultural arguments that are going on in the United States of America. He doesn't care who this or the next president of the United States is. And if you're going to deal with someone like that, you've got to deal with them on X's and O's, and that's it. No emotion allowed in this room. If you want to talk this guy into some sort of peace settlement, you're going to have to give him what your intelligence agencies and NATO and Europe don't want. And so now, because my feeling is you can do this for 7 more years and Putin will get what he gets, or we can end it tomorrow and Putin would have exactly the same thing. What's not going to happen, because Trump woke up this morning and said, I'm going to send weapons to Ukraine, is that all of a sudden they're going to have an equal footing and have any chance of winning the war. But it should be
depth.
Yeah, well, it's beyond that. It's not just him. I mean, this war was going with the president before. You know, the idea, which you need to be understanding now at this point, is that this is the point. It was all from the Western point of view about bogging Russia down into a long, protracted conflict. And that's exactly, and so to the neocons and to the, there's like, this is exactly what they want. Because they never talk about victory, which is odd. If your team's coach never talked about victory, but it was all process, and what might happen if we don't play the game, you kick him out. What the neocons want, they have gotten. And this is what they want. They want a long, protracted war. And when it ends, yeah, Putin's going to get... Ukraine is not getting Crimea. Stop believing that they are. Now, a whole bunch of people can die, as they're going to. This is not going to round up. And we can do this 5 to 7 years. And 5 to 7 years from now, when people come to their senses, Crimea is going to be in Russia. And if we ended this tomorrow, Crimea is going to be in Russia. What's the difference? Thousands upon thousands of people will be alive who 7 years from now will not be alive. But let me tell you one thing the neocons never consider. That. Alex Williams says there's delays. Oh, it says delays are improving through downtown.
A little bit of good news to wrap up the afternoon commute, Eric. If you're traveling into downtown, now brake lights find you 75, 85 southbound, right around 17th Street, but not a lot of them, just sluggish down toward I-20. Still got the police activity, who should be wrapping up soon from that right lane, 285 westbound, the inner loop at I-675, and that is thinned out nicely as you leave Flat Shoals, exit number 48. We do have some trouble on I-75 in Marietta, Andrew Seco.
Heading north into the heart of Marietta, we're looking at a stall in a center lane, 75 northbound at Delk Road, exit 261, slow back towards 285, and southbound slow back towards South Marietta Parkway as you merge into 285. Earlier trouble still leaving the brake lights, adding some extra minutes of commute time passing the home of the Braves. This report sponsored by Georgia United Credit Union, ready for a financial partner that puts you first. Discover the difference at Georgia United Credit Union. Visit gucu.org/join. Insured by NCUA. From the Cool Lake Area Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
You're by the pool.
You're relaxing.
You're sipping a drink.
Someone brings you a towel.
Adjust the umbrella.
Sound like a fantasy?
It's not if you win $1,000 from WSB.
It's WSB's $1,000 Thursdays this Thursday.
Listen for the keyword at 9, 10, and 11 a.m. and 12, 1, 2, and 3 p.m.
Enter the keyword at WSBradio.com or the WSB app within that hour, and you could win $1,000. Get all the info at WSBradio.com.
$1,000 Thursdays
from 95.5 WSB,
where Atlanta wins.
I'm consumer investigator Dale Cardwell, and for over a decade, I've trusted America's best choice for windows, doors, siding, and decks.
That's right, Dale. When the summer is hot, America's best choice will keep your home cool with premium energy-efficient windows starting at just $299. No pressure, no gimmicks. Go to abcwind.com to schedule a free in-home estimate today. America's best choice. Quality you can trust, prices you can afford.
Hey guys, you looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Well, get Advanced Hair's breakthrough one-day treatment during their once-yearly summer savings event. It's Mark Aaron back with you. Check this out. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during Advanced Hair's best offer ever. For details and free consultations, call 470-660-HAIR or online at advancedhair.com.
Hi, I'm Brian, your friend and jeweler here at Shane Company. Come on in, feel at home, and let's find your dream engagement ring. I'm proud to work for a company that puts customers first and lets them shop the way they want to. See, we believe shopping for an engagement ring should be fun, without any of the pressure. We don't work on commission, so finding your dream ring is truly on your terms. We'll be right by your side as your friend and jeweler to help you find a ring more beautiful than you imagined and stick to your budget too. We have all of the styles and all of the smiles. You can even watch our in-house jewelers working their magic inside your neighborhood store. It's that kind of care and craftsmanship that makes Shane Company's free lifetime warranty the best in the business, saving you thousands over time and giving you peace of mind. No appointment necessary, or check us out at shaneco.com. Because a friend knows when you're ready, you're ready. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
I've found your next go-to service team for Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, Audi. It's Wolf Pen European Auto Repair in Roswell. Honest pricing with certified factory techs who won't run up the tab with repairs you don't need. See the difference when you search Wolf Pen Auto Repair.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. If you're over 50 and tired of your wireless bill getting higher and higher, there are 4 things to consider. 1, how much data are you really using? As we get older, we use less data on our wireless phone, but you're probably still paying for an unlimited plan that was designed for 20-somethings. 2, if you see Get a Phone on Us, get your sneakers out and run the other way. No one is giving you a free phone. You are paying for that phone over time with an overpriced rate plan and a long-term commitment. 3, check the fine print on that $15 a month plan. It's probably an intro price that'll double or triple later. You might even have to pay for several months of service up front. Number 4, be aware of cable company wireless plans. Most of your usage will be on Wi-Fi instead of 5G, and your calls and battery life could suffer. Switch to Consumer Cellular and get the same fast, reliable, nationwide service without the big wireless bill. Our plans start at just $20 a month.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
If you've ever organized your closet only to have it look like a bomb went off in there 1 month later, then it's time to call Artisan Custom Closets. Reach-in closets, walk-in closets, pantry spaces, garages. With a custom spacious closet from Artisan, you'll never have to deal with all that clutter again. All your stuff neatly organized and designed to stay that way. Call the Closet Bomb Squad, Artisan Custom Closets. They'll diffuse your clutter and make it safe to enter your closet again. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
You know, it wasn't just unusually large shoes that were found by archaeologists. Also, a 200-million-year-old flying reptile species, new species from 200 million years ago. Flying reptiles. I'm glad we have a lot less of those these days.
Yeah, we don't need those. Alligators in the sky. No thanks.
I'll tell you what, it would help with that border, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Get those flying alligators
Wouldn't
going.
that be great? Flying around.
like big
It sounds
dragons.
like this location was like a Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Well, it wasn't the same.
Like oddities collected.
It wasn't the same place. It was a different find. But yes, you are correct.
You led me to believe.
I know. It was I take it on myself. I didn't report it in the clearest fashion.
If you dig deeper, there's going to be a chubby set of twins on their motorcycle.
Unusually chubby.
Unusually chubby twins on not their motorcycles, but were they not on mini bikes?
Mini bikes, yes.
Why are you pointing to your laptop?
Did you want me to tell you what happened to this one of these?
Oh, we were talking about the guy who had sex with his boyfriend in the Senate room, which is the room that you see all the stuff from the Senate, that the big hearings,
the big bills,
and he posted it on some kind of sex site. And CNN decided it wasn't a story at all. So what happened to this entrepreneur?
Well, after the scandal, Mazy Zuropsky.
Was that his name?
So I'm reading it phonetically. I don't know how to say. Faced significant backlash, including death threats and a reported total mental breakdown, leading to him moving to Australia, where he launched an OnlyFans account under the nickname Senate Twink Official.
Well, he's leaning.
I'll be checking that out later.
He's leaning into it. So at some point he felt bad, and then somebody came along and said, "Hey, you can make money off of this."
Yeah.
Apparently, when this happened, the guy, I guess the main staffer, said that the reason why he did it was because he was bored. I'm reading it right now. He was bored.
He did it because he's a content creator on some kind of sex site, and just like regular content creators and influencers, you got to keep ratcheting it up and ratcheting it up and ratcheting it up in order to keep people, clicking on your stuff. And so what could be, I'm sure it went viral. I'm sure it was seen more than any other video on his.
It got leaked out of the private group chat where they do all sorts of things like that.
Oh, this is like the interns have a private group chat.
He was actually a staffer for the senator from Maryland.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ben Cardin, yep.
Ben Cardin. Believe me, if he was a staffer for Marjorie Taylor Greene,
Oh, my God,
well, he wouldn't be in the Senate. He'd be in the House. So who would pick?
John May?
Let's say Ted Cruz. If he was,
I would never allow that.
If he was a staffer for Ted Cruz, and the same exact thing happened, and he posted it, that would have been a huge story. But you cannot prove a negative. We all know it's true, but I can't prove it to you.
Some of the stories from Jeff Sessions' staffers. Oh boy, back in
Well,
the day.
let me
Oh,
tell
wow.
you, one of them one time thought about smoking a joint. Craziness. All right. That music is telling us two things. Shut the hell up and get the hell out. And you know us. We do what we're told. We're good people. We're good citizens. That's the definition. Good citizens never question. They just do what the hell they're told. Shelley Winter is up next. He's got a great radio show for you, as he always does. We'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. You're all invited to join us, but until then, continue on your journey. Don't piss off the genie.
.656 School Day Carrier, WSB 24-hour traffic center. Better news in Marietta. They just cleared that stalled big rig from the center lane. 75 northbound at Delk Road, exit 261. Everything back open there. Still some southbound delays passing Truist Park. And lingering police activity still in that right lane into CAD. 285 westbound. The inner loop at I-675, exit 52. Alex Williams, 95.5 WSB.
Money Update. From WSB consumer expert Clark Howard. Sponsored by Reliable Heating and Air.
The size of homes that we buy and also apartments are getting smaller, and everybody's adjusting. Furniture is being redesigned to be smaller, much more efficient use of space in the design of homes, so that even though the square footage of a home will be smaller, as a practical matter, your use of the home will still be efficient and it will feel more spacious than it actually is.